Oh, it's so sparkly. Oh, what the? Is that? Search in the Algae Sea. Return to the Narzen Crux Ordo. It's been a while. Time to head back to the Narzen Crux Ordo and see how everyone's doing with their investigations. Night Traveler, Paimon, you're back. You bet we are. Have you found anything new in the meantime? Mr. Caterpillar and I have been doing some research. Oh, and? We discovered that Seymour doesn't in fact have an annihilation mode. That's what you figured out all this time? After 2 updates? Following data fragment sorting, this phrase was found to have been derived from the novel Prisoner 6 Overrun. In that book, the World Organization launched a mass annihilation agent to hunt a chimera down. Wait, that stuff's not important at all! Apart from using our free time to go out and investigate, we also read through books collected here one more time. We couldn't make heads or tails of them at first, and even now, well, they certainly are well written. I don't know whose handwriting it is, or what scribe or copyist was hired, but their penmanship was clear and clearly beautiful. A master of calligraphy if I ever saw one. Wait, so were you talking about the handwriting? Paimon's got a bad feeling about this already. Did you not find anything during this time then? Alright, sorry. I shan't jest further. As you know, we told you all that we found last time while without holding anything back. However, I feel that this time that there are clues hidden in details that we must rely on chance to reveal. We're gotching the research? Reveal their meaning, you mean? Indeed. For example, if no further revelations concerning a murder emerge, then blood on a painted wall will always remain a red smear. Then, what would this chance be, Caterpillar? Well, why don't we do a quick recap of everything we discovered? Let's make some deductions regarding what happened in the past. That might give us the opportunity to fill in some gaps that can help us support and refute our views. That's a good idea. I always felt that there's so much about this that's familiar, but I can't recall anything about it. Negative. I can give a continuous account of the resources that I've sorted. Ah, silly dog. Didn't you only recover your creator's name after talking to us about the matter? Negative. I merely matched similar sounds during said interaction. There was no data loss involved. However, I must append that I too find that the keyword searches make searching for entries more efficient. So what do we want to discuss then? Why was I dragged here? Why are y'all wasting my time right now? Well, for a bit of a warm-up or a teaser, if you would. You may be referencing to a heater. Yes, that exactly is what I mean. So let's start off our deductions with something simple. What is the Marianne in the Anapausis exactly? Huh? That's Marianne holds the greatest secret of all. I'm sure you can see that too. Let's get ourselves some armchairs and maybe crack open a few beers. Oh, wait, you can't drink yet. What do you mean I can't drink yet? What do you mean I can't drink yet? Anyway, let us help you sort our findings out. I'll start first. Well, the name Marianne itself certainly is familiar to me. The name of the person I was meant to protect is Marianne, yes, but I have no data regarding the identity of the one who resides within the Anapausis. We are missing context. I can only conclude based on the human's unmodified lifespan that they are not the same person. That would seem to be the case, huh? It's been a few hundred years after all. Well, as for Paimon, she ate chicken mushroom skewer this morning. Well, I guess it's my turn. You mentioned before that you encountered the oceanic creatures that had a great deal of character. One might even say personality, even. The precondition for such creatures and their characters is the same. That an intelligent oceanid has already understood their original forms beforehand. So, were you the one who willed those creatures into being, Anne? Don't you think it's kind of weird? You know, summoning familiar friends to play house with you for who knows how long and that stuff? Well, I didn't do that. I actually had to get to know Petite Show Al and the others first. Well then, in that case, let's see what we can deduce from the things we already know. Let's begin, I guess. Huh? It's already starting? I can't think! I have no brain cells! What are you talking about? Oh no! Oh god, please tell me this is voiced. No, it's not voiced! What Paimon ate this morning? Chicken mushroom skewer. At the risk of missing major plot twists or important foreshadowing, I don't think this is related to Anne's background either. Unless the oceanic creatures in Anapausis. Oceanids are sentient creatures unique to Fontaine, and they can create oceanic creatures through mimicry and transformation. I remember all the strange and wonderful oceanic creatures we saw before we met Marianne. Oh. Oceanids in Anapausis. Maybe Osile can create water creatures, but extraordinary to be able to imagine creatures with rich personalities? It's almost certain that there's an Oceanid in Anapausis controlling everything. Who can she be? The name Marianne. Anne said the name sounded familiar. I should ask her about it should something come to mind. To see more, she is someone that he must protect. Either way, ordinary humans didn't live that long, and it'd be 700 years, so they're probably not the same person, right? Unless... Okay. Here's a weird theory. Because now we know that all the Fontainians were Oceanids, originally, what if, you know... What if Marianne became an Oceanid, and she's the one controlling everything now, right? That could be a thing. The Marianne in Anapausis. The Marianne in Anapausis seems very mysterious. We once suspected that Anne was a character in her dreams. Associate this with this? Dynamic Marianne. Marianne, who has the same name as Seymour's owner, and he seems to know everything. Even if she's not an Oceanid, she probably related to the Oceanid behind all of this. No, I wanted to read that last one. Boo! I wanted to read that one. Here you go. Submit the conclusion. That's enough for now. More than enough for a warm-up. Correct. The oddities in Anapausis all point to the power of Oceanids. But this is not Miss Anne's doing. All of this together means... There's another Oceanid in the Anapausis? That's what I suspect. An Oceanid with whom Marianne has a close relationship. Or perhaps she can even be... the princess herself. Do you mean to say that Marianne may be in fact Princess Lyris? Yes, Lyris, the Red Empress of the Narcissan Crux Ordo from back then. The Red Empress who loves to take heads. Take heads?! I seem to have a vague recollection of something like that. Whoa! But it's not a story about Lyris. Rather, it's a fairy tale about someone named Marianne. Yes, the talking heads thing is just a metaphor. Lyris is made of pure water and had the ability to dissolve and extract people's wills. Narcissan Crux Ordo used her to extract the ego and become holy. Wait, like the ego as in like Freud Sigmund's idea of ego, superego, and id? Is that what it is? Searching for the keyword Lyris has yielded relevant information in my indices. Talking of the Red Empress has reminded me of a few things about Marianne. Mull that over a while first, then speak to Miss Anne and Seymour. See if the conclusion you reach awakens any new memories. Oh no. Oh no. Collect more leads. Okay, Caterpillar, what do you got to say? Paimon feels like you changed a lot since we first met you in the Fortress of Merripeak, Caterpillar. Would a 5-year-old child and a 15-year-old teenager be the same? Perhaps returning here simply reminds me of the past, and of who I used to be. Time is frozen in the fortress, being locked up there for a day or 100 years. I'm afraid it makes no difference to me. Lenore is what made time flow for me. Watching her grow reminded me that time still passes, and life is still being born, shining brilliantly, and then being extinguished. And so I changed as well. That said, my past self, the person I was before but I met her, would certainly be more helpful to Anne and Seymour in our current situation. That's true! Don't be like that, Paimon. Just think about it. Making up stories for Lenore was nothing more than putting on such ways of thinking to good use. Regardless, it has nothing to do with the current situation. You look like you still have questions, Traveler. Since we have our own suspicions about Anne and Lyris' relationship, we have topics of discussion that can be used to refute or disdain those conjectures. Huh? Why am I asking this? How do oceanids reproduce? Maybe I don't want to know. Wasn't it already in the Ordo that says, like, oh, it's like asexual reproduction, so they just kind of spawn? And that's why the people in Fontaine, before Nuvi turned them all human, was kind of like they wished at the fountain, and that was the ritual to have them like create a new thingy. I don't know why I'm specifically asking Caterpillar how they do the sideways shuffle every night, but like, this is a weird question to ask out of nowhere. I'm sure you have friends more knowledgeable than I am regarding that. Perhaps you can even find scholars of natural philosophy who have dedicated research to that question. Why would you ask me? Or you could have asked the Oceanids you know personally, but you asked me. Of course, I know what you mean. So this is your speculation. I see. Paimon doesn't get it! When we exchanged information earlier, Traveler mentioned that Marianne is the person in Marianne's dream. Or perhaps she might be a manifestation made by Marianne. An Oceanid? Oceanid? Why the repetition? Are you just trying to make it sound cuter? Apologies. Perhaps my description was ill done. Still, can an Oceanid create an Oceanid creature version of an Oceanid? Why are we saying Oceanid so many times, please? Wow, that's deep! That's like asking if hard candies can be used for the filler for another hard candy. Which can happen, actually. You can have 2 hard candies and 1 hard candy. So, what would you say to that? This question's really interesting, but Paimon's really hungry for answers. Suppose I have to say, I suppose so. Right? Still, you may not realize how deep this rabbit hole goes, so let me explain. I don't know if I want you to tell me. Really effective contraception in Fontaine pre-Nuvi raid? Exactly. Now they have to do the sideways shuffle every night. You might be confused as to why there are Oceanid creatures within personalities in the Anaposis. If Oceanids can create Oceanid creatures, then can they create Oceanid humans or Oceanid Oceanids? Convention dictates that it's rare for Oceanids to be able to mimic a human, unless the human drowns in their arms, or the Oceanid has spent intensive time with the person and knows everything about them. And the Oceanid in question must also have tremendous wisdom and compassion. I'm afraid perhaps only one as powerful as Rhodia could do it. So the one that's in Leah could possibly do it and no one else? Wow, that means Idea must be incredibly strong. Oh yeah, that's true. Idea did create a bunch of Eidolons. It's rare to mimic humans, but not impossible. Now, creating another Oceanid, that's different. Creating humans using human knowledge can all be achieved by the gods. The same applies to Oceanids creating Oceanids. Should usually be impossible. In this world, at least. Unless this human or Oceanid has already placed themselves above their own kind and attempted such insanity. You mean they thought they could become a god? That's right. Followers blindly believe in their leaders, who in turn blindly believe in themselves, giving rise to delirium and delusion. I can do what a god can do. Their deeds are not that great after all. A powerful belief is also a powerful will, and magic is a skill that molds reality to your will. What? Perhaps the Descendants hypothesis makes more sense, or perhaps Marianne doesn't consider herself an Oceanid type. I feel like Marianne isn't an Oceanid? Maybe? I don't know. Perhaps. It's possible, and quite understandable too. If nothing else, the Lyris I know wouldn't have this kind of intelligence. Nor would she have been this crazy. I have some less mainstream ideas about how the Oceanids reproduce, but they're not important, and we can discuss them later. Okay, I don't think I needed the information of why the Oceanids do the sideways shuffle, but thank you. Shall I summarize the entries regarding Lyris I possess for you two? Thank you, please do. Omitting the standard citation format, reconstructing output to match format, report to superiors. Lyris is a registered Oceanid. She is not eligible to be stationed in the waters outside of Fontaine and has become a special source of information for the nation. She was appointed as the director of an orphanage to symbolize the love and affection in the previous Hydra Archon. The orphanage's affairs were mainly managed by its human vice director.
An orphanage director? Then how is she connected to the Narzen Crux Ordo?
As director, Lyris was affectionate towards the children and quite devoted to them, but her intelligence among Oceanids was below average. Oh, you calling her stupid. Wow, that's rude, Seymour. She wasn't very good at working out the cause and effect of things, nor could she even count. I know this is not supposed to be a slight, but that's so rude. As a result, she was not qualified to perform covert operations.
Ah, sounds like a big old cat mom who can't count.
What is this conversation? What is this conversation? Wait a minute, orphanage, House of the Hearth? See, that's what I don't know, because it's possible the House of the Hearth and this orphanage are connected, but this orphanage existed over 500 years ago. Unless this orphanage eventually became the House of the Hearth, which I'm not sure if that's the case, this might be a separate orphanage.
You know, because cats can't count, so they keep up their kittens one by one, and keep going back until they see that there aren't kittens left.
I've never known that fact. Later, the orphanage was destroyed during the calamity, and official records of her stopped there. They say she failed to understand the link between the disaster and the orphanage fleeing and her own conduct, so she wanders the ruins, drowning in guilt and expectation. I have an underwater locomotion module. Once, Marianne and I dove down to the ruins of the orphanage, those whose coordinates were the same as those of the Anapausis. Oh. There we found Oceanid swimming sadly in circles. Oh! When she next appeared in the records, she was a core member of the Narzen Crux Ordo and the subject of a high-priority arrest warrant.
Oh! But she doesn't seem like a bad person. Considering that she may have been connected to Anne, she must have been tricked.
Ah, yes. There's another important piece of information worth noting. The orphanage's name was the Narzen Crux Institute. Narzen Crux? These are all Marchase Phantom files that Mr. Alain Guillotine recorded for testing slight sensitivity while designing me. The output is via my image-to-text speech module. According to eyewitness testimony regarding who I suspect to be Lyris, there shouldn't be any problems. And you may have heard this elsewhere, but it's worth mentioning again. Elaine and Marianne were orphans in the care of the Narzen Institute before the Marchase hunter, Emmanuel Guillotine, took them in. Thank you, Seymour! Don't mention it, noble sir.
Night Traveler, I remember the name Mary Ann.
Okay.
It's familiar to me because it's from a children's story, the same one that the Red Empress comes from. The female lead, Liddell, was mistaken for Marianne the servant, and Marianne never appeared throughout the entire story. Maybe Marianne never really existed, except as a figment in someone's dreams. How do you know about this story, Anne? And isn't that a good question? How do I know about it? The memory feels more vivid than those I have the story of an evil dragon Narcissus.
Wow, hers is so short. Okay. Now, let's reorganize the information that everyone just recalled. This might take quite some time and it might be somewhat hard on our throats. It's hard on my throat, alright? I have to voice all of y'all. I'm ready. I guess. So, regarding Elaine's younger sister Marianne, the Anapausis Marianne, and the Red Empress Lyris, and the Anne who's currently with us, what will our conclusion be? How will we sustain it? And how shall we refute it? Everyone gathers. Is there anything else you feel like we should add? As I mentioned before, Mary Ann is not the only princess in Anne's story, but she's also the person I must protect. She is the younger sister of Alain Guillotine, the one who designed me, 4A-CV-07.
As for matters concerning me, I suppose you already know all about them, Night Traveler. Speaking of which, didn't we also hear all sorts of stuff while we were in Lelanus? Seymour also was damaged during that time.
How did it go? Did you think of anything? About the damage to Seymour and Elenus.
That's right. Seymour was damaged inside the Elenos, and Mamer's been taking care of him.
To my shame, yes. Though I do not have such emotions, you can see it as me having lowered my assessment of myself.
According to Elenus, the battle that occurred within his body ended quite terribly.
Evidently, that was a battle that damaged you, and it was incredibly fierce one, but considering that you were damaged.
And your master might have been...
Common sense dictates the fate of Marianne Guillotine, sister of Lane Guillotine, is most likely a grim one. Oh. But this world is full of tales of loyal knights who exchange their lives for a miracle. You need to grieve too much, Seymour. Seymour appears to have entered the data fragment sorting mode out of pure shock. Oh! Poor Seymour. I mean, we kind of knew she was dead, but like... Poor baby.
But your master, Marianne, was an ordinary human being, wasn't she? And the time that's passed between then far surpasses the lifespan of any human.
How did it go? Did you think of anything? Red Empress Lyris. She was an important figure in the Narzen Crux Ordo, and she was also another Oceanid involved in the tale apart from Miss Anne. One of the only two Oceanids, and we also just agreed that we believe there must be an Oceanid behind Anapausis.
But her traits don't match those of the very Anne we encountered. Could it be that Lyris's imagination was behind everything? Even me?
That's unlikely. Seymour mentioned that her intelligence was quite limited, so phantoms of this sort would have been quite hard for her, similar to how an author would struggle to write a character more intelligent than themselves. Wow! Whoever... I know we're ripping into this character about, like, how dumb they are, but, like, I really... I don't know. This feels weird. In fairy tales, the kitten may dream of their little master, but I fear that such things don't happen much in real life.
So, who's behind all this? And who in the world is that Marianne?
How'd it go? Did you think of anything? Oceanid Anne.
Huh? What about me again? We once suspected that you might be the person that Marianne dreamed of. So, in your view, Marianne is the Oceanid behind the curtain, yes? I don't know.
Well then, do you find the name Lyris familiar? She is, after all, the only Oceanid involved in this part aside from yourself.
If you mean the title, the Red Empress, then yes, I do have some impression on it.
The Marianne and Anapausis.
That makes her a prime suspect, then.
To be honest, were you using the process of elimination you actually already guessed as much long ago? I didn't want to disrespect Anne, though. You're right, but you do already have a version of the story in your heart. Your own interpretation, yes? If that's the case, then we should go find that Marianne and see for ourselves. Please permit me to change the topic for a moment. Does this mean that I shall no longer be able to fulfill my orders to protect Marianne? Not really, because she dead.
You've worked out this much, and that's the only bit you care about? It may be cruel, but from the moment we discovered that Guillotine siblings were from centuries ago, that was probably inevitable.
Correction. So the conclusion would be that my incompetence that exposed Marianne to danger.
Don't blame yourself. You fought to the point of destruction. You've done your part.
There's no need to be so pessimistic either. Though, that is an odd thing to say to a machine.
Yeah, it's like pouring Fanta into a sink and saying, "Sink, you'll get fat if you keep drinking like this."
Oh, for ACV07. I can't believe you remember all that. What is it, Mr. Caterpillar? Why use of my official designation? We may not have reached any conclusions, but we now know what to do next. Look, there's a Marianne and Anapausis too, and she also has close links to the Narzen Crux Ordo. My long-term memory module confirms this. As such, there's no need to restore your logic module to factory settings yet. Let's take a step back. We can still go and find this Marianne. Thank you for your logical troubleshooting and emotional adaptive maintenance. I think what you said makes sense. It is not time to admit defeat and restore myself to initial settings in order to take on a new mission.
Yeah, that's right, you silly doggy.
Let's leave things here for a while then. Once you're ready, we can continue. Why don't we go find this Miss Marianne? Let's solve that mystery before tackling the Narzen Crux Ordo issue. I concur. The Fairytale Wonderworld. I gather that some things happened over there then?
Oh, we ran into immunity-related issues often during the Night Traveler's Hydro Resonance. That's all. Paimon feels like this is some extraordinary instinct awakened in you after you met Seymour, Anne.
It is time to review responsibilities and apportation blame. I do not think I should be held accountable, for I can only override my protective prerogative in moments of great danger.
Don't worry, Night Traveler. We'll make Marianne tell us everything this time. So, shall we go then?
Oh, we're going! We're going!
We're back again. This time, I must... Marianne?
That's the spirit, Miss Anne. In truth, I must confess for being somewhat jealous of you.
Huh?
You still hold out hope for recovering your past. I've been searching for centuries, but I haven't found a thing. So please, do your best for this old caterpillar's part as well, alright? Figure your past out, and come to accept the present self.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, the little pep talk they have is so cute! Okay, we got this. We're gonna go in. We're gonna interrogate Marianne. We're gonna find the answer. Oh my god, Jacques' back! They're back! Guys, they're back!
Whoa! It's them! Wait, isn't that Al's group?
Oh, yes, it is us. And you are Night Traveler and Paimon? It's really good to see you two. So good that I can't control myself anymore. Please talk to the best of your ability. She asked us to send you a message. Now let me take her out in handwritten letter with my hands, which are much like yours. Yellow and white ones. I don't want to hear your stories. I prefer my version. What? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Stay cool and face your guilt.
No, I don't want to kill them. No, Jacques, please don't do this to me. Jacques, Al, we can be friends, right?
The bubble that was here before us got too! We killed them! We murdered them all! Traveler, how could you? They were our friends! Well, it was Princess Lyris's magic. That's just how the story goes. We also murdered our friends again. Why would you do this?
Let me think of a way. Close your eyes, everyone. A temporary optical sensor shut down. Understood. They will be reactivated on your command.
Wait, why do we have to do that?
The essence of a mime is pretense. The charade is something is still here. And belief is the heart of magic. The faith that there's meaning here. So, let's close our eyes. So, Anne, begin imagining what it would look like if that bubble was still here. You close your eyes and feel some sort of fluctuation.
I prefer the story of the Narzen Crux Adventure team sitting down happily for tea after their adventure has ended. Oh, it really appeared!
Oh, Marianne's still here. I thought she died. The Ordo sent in this step, the process of imagining something in such detail. Imaging. So you took out several letters and that was it. All right.
Let's go over and have a look.
The staple of any great friendship. Murder. Not you accidentally killing them. No, I'm not giving you money for assisting. Oh, we're going up. Okay. This bubble is real slow. I'll give them that. This bubble is slower than it was last time. I can't believe we killed Jacques and Al. That still upsets me.
Is this the entrance that disappeared this time? Anne, do you know how to make the portal? Can you do your imaging thing on it? Alright. Let me give it a try.
You close your eyes and a lonesome silence comes over you.
Everyone's left. They won't come back, no matter how long I wait. I can't. It seems... Wait, why? How are we supposed to see Marianne then?
I suspect that this is because the portal has lost meaning, and thus cannot be recreated. From what you told me before, the entrance that was once placed here led to a story that had yet to be written. Now that she said everything she wanted to, the story no longer has any meaning. Marianne is rejecting our answer. That's why the way in is shut.
Does this mean we're gonna return empty-handed?
It does seem so. I wouldn't say we're completely out of luck.
Did you notice something that we didn't, Night Traveler?
I heard something while Anne was imaging.
I did hear something then. So you can hear it too? Would that be Marianne's real thoughts?
What did you two hear? Might be best not to discuss personal secrets here. The walls might have ears and all. Let's head back before talking about this. You returned with everyone to the Narzen Crux Ordo. So we just teleport back? So that was Marianne's thoughts. So how do we get to her? So, could you tell us what you heard? Perhaps a Hilichurl might hear something that humans and Oceanids would not, just as how dogs and humans differ in that regard. I must correct your statement. My auditory components can indeed pick up higher and lower frequencies as compared to humans. However, I'm not a dog. Moreover, a dog's low-frequency hearing is similar to that of a human. I couldn't hear shit, which means that you made it all up. Is that so? Well, I was talking about real dogs, not you 4ACV07.
Silly dog. That said, I didn't think that you would hear it too, Night Traveler. I wonder if we heard the same thing.
Seymour is just Alexa? No, for real. But everyone's left is what I heard.
They won't come back, no matter how long I wait. Looks like we heard the same thing. I suspected that this was the inner voice of Marianne.
Did she say anything else? I'm not trying to invade anyone's privacy or anything. I just think that we're onto something here with you mentioning these words, Traveler.
Let me think. After that, I also heard something like, I prefer the story of the Narzen Adventure team sitting down happily for tea time after their adventure has ended. And then... I don't want to hear your stories. I prefer my version.
Have you noticed something off about this, Traveler? Please, state your case. Let's think our own thoughts through first. Perhaps we really might be able to come to some conclusion. Oh god, who am I talking to? Talk to Caterpillar when you're ready. Okay, Anne?
Night Traveler?
Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm just an Oceanid who doesn't know anything, and I'm really bad at thinking. I have no brain cells, just like chat. Imagine thinking, couldn't be me. If you even told me a random story, I still believe it all. Hook, line, and sinker. The world is just too complicated after all. I'm not experienced enough to spot any holes.
I wouldn't do that.
Thank you, Night Traveler. I think that the Marianne in Anapausis is the same as me. Also have no brain cells. I'm calling her stupid because she won't let us into her room. She might look smart, but she doesn't want to accept this complicated world, so she chooses to protect herself in fairy tales. But even fairy tales must end.
Damn. Okay, Seymour? I'm very sorry. I may be unable to offer any logical support at this time. My listening equipment cannot hear inner voices. Don't worry, you helped plenty already. Could you tell me your assessment? Is the Marianne from Anapausis this person I'm supposed to protect or not? If anything, I think she was reborn. If anything, I think there's a connection. But I don't think she's the same person that she was before. She might have been a fragment of the old Marianne. Like, you know how we have Marianne and then we have like the branch of another person, similar to how Rukkhadevata took off a branch from Nahida to create Nahida? I feel like it's the same way. The Oceanid Marianne created the Eidolon, who is currently in Anapausis, right? So, I guess she is. I'm willing to believe your judgment. Even that means I have to update my data. According to my records, Mary Ann Guillotine never exhibited the behavior waiting for the others to come back after the Narcissan Crux Institute was destroyed. This means that she must have returned to the ruins here after being adopted, living there for a while. But there is no possible time frame that meets these requirements. Logical error. Data fragment sorting initiated. Oh, okay, you do that, buddy. You have fun, okay? Alright, Caterpillar, what do we gotta do? You don't seem to want to link the two of them together. Neither elimination nor enumeration is very fair to Anne. What a coincidence. I happen to agree. But I have some other thoughts to share too, though they may have nothing to do with the next step in our reasoning. Are you willing to listen? I'm listening. Earlier, we broached the topic of the oceanid reproduction. Oh my god, can we not do this? Bro, we know how oceanids reproduce. Can we not do this? It's a huge taboo for oceanids to mimic and transform into one of their own kind, just as it is for humans to create humans. No, it's not! What do you mean it's taboo? I mean, it's taboo to talk about some of it because of how people act towards, you know, doing the sideways shuffle. And the fact that I'm calling it sideways shuffle is already an indicator. But I don't think it's as taboo as, like, oceanids mimicking and creating, like, essentially asexually reproducing, right? Right? But you see, humans can create humans through Do not say through love. We all know what you mean. Go. Pursue eternity, not through mystery, but love. What if, by some chance, this mysterious method of oceanid reproduction is accomplished through imaginary and mimicry? Perhaps they regret or remorse giving birth to a thought, and they imagine the path that could have been taken, a new oceanid is born. Wait, so are you saying that Anne was a happy accident? What? Okay, that's an interesting idea. We'll never know. After all, it's a secret passed down among the oceanids only. But we do know. They just wish at the fountain, and that's how they, you know, get a child. In any case, we'll begin once you're ready. Let's begin. Then let's begin. This morning, Paimon ate a chicken mushroom skewer. I don't know why I can't get this out of my mind. This can't really be foreshadowing, can it? Oh, I love that they added that, and it's so funny. The Red Empress Lyris. The member of the Narcissan Crux Ordo from several hundred years ago. Her whereabouts afterwards are unknown. She is also the only other oceanid involved other than Anne. Mary Ann Guillotine. The one that Seymour was supposed to protect. Something happened in Elenus, resulting in Seymour's damage and her disappearance. Where is she? And what can her relationship with Mary Ann? Talkative Mary Ann. Mary Ann, who wove a fairy tale without an ending. She refused our visit, but she mentioned her memories from the Narcissan Institute. It sounded like she was waiting for everyone to return to the Institute ruins. Okay. The memories were waiting in the ruins. The person who once waited within the deserted ruins for everyone's return was Lyris, the former director. Oh! The director Lyris's memories. Mary Ann has Lyris's memories. Unless she is Lyris. Wait, before I associate, the memories of the Narcissan Institute. The only person who grew up in the Narcissan Institute has a matching background that is Mary Ann Guillotine. Mary Ann Guillotine's memories. Mary Ann has Mary Ann Guillotine's memories. So is Anne Mary Ann and the Mary Ann in the Institute Lyris? Okay, associate with this? No, this? Okay, so Mary Ann Guillotine's memories with Mary Ann Guillotine. Mary Ann is the younger sister. If so, then Mary Ann is Mary Ann Guillotine. They have the same name and matching memories. Okay, so that matches with that. Director Lyris with Red Empress? So, Lyris is the Red Empress. Mary Ann is Lyris. So, if so, then Mary Ann is Lyris. Another piece of evidence that we have is that they can both use oceanid powers to control Anapausis. So, Mary Ann is Lyris, who spawned Anne. Their identities are contradictory. But how can she be both people at the same time? Unless they all fuse together like water coming together at one source. Lyris's abilities. This must mean that Lyris and Oceanid probably has special powers. So that means that if I click long enough, that dissolving the personality and will, her job in the Order was to dissolve the members' egos. That what could have happened between her and the missing Mary Ann Guillotine, Lyris and Anne. For some reason, Lyris dissolved Mary Ann Guillotine's personality. Afterwards, their wills, now mixed, began to dream. They dreamed of a simple world where princess is saved and the evil dragon gets killed, where the heroes are always pressing on forward. They dreamed of a world where everything was simple and had an answer as long as Mary Ann was there. Thus, Anne and Mary Ann were born. Submit. We put all the pieces in the case that we're floating all over the Algae Sea back together. It's just an empty box. Even after being put together, but we finally figured it out. What the lost pearl should look like.
What are you trying to say, Caterpillar? Wait, don't give Paimon any hints. She's gonna figure this out on her own. And maybe in 3 years, Paimon will finally get the answer. We pieced together a good guess from the clues, but the truth is still unproven?
Of course, my speech analysis module has determined that Miss Paimon is correct. Actually, I meant that we may never know the truth. I'm afraid that we have no choice but to accept this conjecture. No. I'm too main character for this. We need to find an answer.
So, Night Traveler, is this the secret of my birth? I'm afraid I can't accept something like this right away.
I understand, Miss Anne. It's a shocking fact and it will require you to accept yourself again. But I don't think it should be that difficult to do so. After all, knowing your past does not require abandoning everything about the present. I don't understand the specific context of this conversation, but I would like to add that I do not believe that I am different from how I was before suffering the disc damage. Even though you insist on addressing me as a silly dog, my identification number is still 4ACV07.
Come on, it's not that serious. I promised Night Traveler that I would accept this conclusion, as long as it's reasonable.
Then I have a suggestion. One that will resolve Miss Anne's quandary and put a stop to Narzen Crux' plans.
Narzen Crux. Narzen! Oh! Paimon remembers now. You mentioned him before, Caterpillar. Just who is he, huh?
Well, simply put, the leader of the Narzen Crux Ordo.
Whoa! Sounds like he got an impressive resume, but isn't the Narzen Crux Ordo always up to no good? Wouldn't that make him the nastiest of the lot?
Of course, during my time with the Master, Creator, and the other Marchase hunters, we devoted most of our time to hunting the Ordo down. As I said before, the goal of the Elenus operation was to capture or eliminate Narzen Crux as well. However, my memory does not contain any intelligence regarding this involvement. That's a given. Looking back at it now, he was merely using us as bait. And I wasn't the only one. It was the same for Jacob, Lyris, and many of the others in the Ordo. I'm afraid the Elenus operation was probably never more than a red herring, with the goal of leading you and Guillotine away to buy him some more time to execute his true plans. Remember the doomsday clock I mentioned?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's what the Ordo considers the
countdown to the apocalypse, right?
To be more precise, it's the apocalypse as the calculated by the world formula. This planet itself should survive just fine, though. The beast of the stars shall drink the amniotic fluid of the world dry. 100 years more and all the surface life shall be wiped away. Once life on the surface is wiped out, only that which underwater will remain. Can a planet full of fish eventually rise up to the ocean of stars?
The thought of all terrestrial life going extinct is pretty spooky, but when you say things like that, it does give things a romantic ring.
Why would that be the first thing you think of, Paimon? It's the heading of a Yai publishing house novel from a few years back. My mare brought it back to the village to learn how to paint. Not the Yai publishing house. Yai Miko is everywhere.
Oh, no wonder.
Anyway, for myself and the others gathered here, the Narzen Ordo is the source of all our troubles. Its objective and the Narzen Crux's great purpose are actually completely selfless.
He only took the actions he did because he calculated the coming of the apocalypse. He wishes to save the world.
So, is the world really on the verge of destruction?
I believe this to be a pathological delusion caused by paranoia. This person needs a therapist. Were all the apocalypse real, would you be able to forgive the Narcissan Crux? No. It's a bit too early to consider such things. You have yet to understand what happened to you, Anne. As for you, Seymour, your hostility is as a result of your programming, and the duties it imposes. I suppose we must find the Holy Blade of Narcissan Crux.
Again, we have to find the Holy Blade of the Narcissan Crux?
I'm talking about the real one, of course. As much as it may be quite strange to say the ceremonial sword of a magic society is real, not only will it help us start Narcissan Crux's plans, but its unique powers may be able to undo the merging of wills. We should be able to separate Lyris and Marianne, and then, Mr. Anne, you can defeat the evil dragon Narcissus and rescue Princess Lyris.
Regardless, let's get moving first.
That's the spirit. Might take some time to explain, so let's move out first, and I'll explain when we get there. Atmospheric visibility is acceptable today. Enough of that, and you can see the tower over there, yes?
And I can. I passed by it earlier, actually.
That building was once known to the Narcissan Crux Ordo as the Tower of Ipsissimus? Ipsissimus.
Is that a word that's like... Ipsissimus is quite hard to translate directly from Latin to English, but essentially means superlative to self, translating rather approximately to his most selfness, or self-s. Ah, so the self. Sounds grossly Fordian.
We would later call it the Tower of Gestalt.
Gestalt psychology is a school of thought that looks at the human mind and behavior as a whole. When trying to make sense of the world around us, Gestalt psychology suggests that we do not simply focus on every small component. Instead, our mind tends to perceive objects as elements in more complex systems. Oh, so what? So it used to be the Tower of the Self, right? Ipsissimus translates into like the singular, the self, and now Gestalt is the whole. Oh, that's really interesting. That's really, really interesting.
It was named for the idea that things could have been separated and need to be combined to display their original complete form.
Or Caterpillar can just explain it to me afterwards, apparently.
But I suppose I might be speaking in reverse. The heart was to complete the beginning with, and the mistake was to divide it up into separate study.
Paimon didn't get a thing you said!
It's fine, don't worry about it. Plays on words are also tricks that mysterious organizations enjoy pulling. What matters is what we must do next. Some of the vocabulary you use is missing from my semantic indexes, so I could not properly parse your meaning. But I understood the last sentence. Please tell me what I should do. While investigating alone, I found a map of the seal chemical marriage. You could say that I found the 4 seals.
Ooh!
And this tower is one of the locations?
That's not the place we need to go. That said, though, who can be sure? Perhaps our destinies will yet take us there in the future. Either way, we need to use the positioning of the tower to locate the other 4 places. That's why we come here first.
So, what are the 4 seals for? That said, we discovered from experience that it's usually best practice to just break the seals and give whatever ringleader we find a good walloping.
As for me, I'd like to restore the Holy Blade of Narcissan Crux.
Okay, cool, a new weapon.
It's for ceremonial use, but it could be used as a weapon, I guess. Well, I suppose we can also call it the answer. As I've said before, the Narcissan Crux Order once had a ceremony to remove the ego and will. The Holy Blade was used in that ritual.
I remember something like that.
If Lyris and Marianne's will created Anne, and if the old me was placed in some Hilichurl's body...
Wait a minute! Didn't we already find the Holy Blade of Narcissan Crux?
What? Really?
Look!
A wooden sword.
Thank you, Seymour.
It's the wooden sword we found during our adventures!
Yes, so it is.
Hey! What kind of reaction is that?
Perhaps you can think of it like this. That's a wooden sword found in the Narcissan Crux Institute, named the Holy Blade of Narcissan Crux. That makes it more important than your ordinary wooden sword.
Perhaps it'd be more of a use when time is right. Just like the Holy Blade in the story.
Really? You don't need to try to make us feel better!
Got it, let's go. Anyway, assuming that I looked at the map from the right angle, we'll find the entrance of the seals nearby. Okay, I'm scared now. This is where it starts?
The door's already open? Wait a minute, Paimon thought it was sealed!
Remove,
Rift Hounds!
please.
Uh-oh. Caterpillar, why didn't you say
Settle
anything?
down.
I don't like that. Oi, I can't see anything. I don't like that there's Rift Hound's ears again. I don't like that they're here. I don't like that y'all are here.
Bow your head.
The red wall reminded me of Tsurumi underground area. Yeah, it kind of does. I'm not gonna lie. It's the same shade of red as well.
The bonfire's still burning! Wait, why is there a bonfire here? This is just a ruin! Unless someone was here! Like, I don't know!
Oh my god, did Jacob come here? Because Jacob's the only character in this group, like this group of people from the past, that hasn't shown up again. So, are we gonna see Jacob again?
Let me see what's written on the stone tablet.
Lo, this place is the Ornthant of Memory, the Hall of Memory, the Room of Memory. Born in an instant, often contradicting your company in eternal rest, never separated. Fire cannot burn it. Riddles, huh? Ancient Fontanian civilization loved them. The Narzen Crux Order enjoyed them too. I'm not sure if they were just into old stuff or this is a genuine interest. I've already tried keyword searches on all of them, but have found no answers. But this riddle has already been solved. Maybe the answer has something to do with the bonfire.
Is there any point in thinking about riddles when they've already been solved?
Yes, there is. Just like you and I are both like this now, we must still search out for what happened in the past.
You got a point. What do you think the answer is, Night Traveler?
Oh, I don't know. Production of lithasis, you know, like kidney stones? That's such a weird answer. Oceanids, tears, or shadows? I guess shadows? Yes, shadows. The instant a beam of light shines, the shadow is born.
We know the answer, but someone's already opened the door! So what do we do now?
We go inside now, of course. It's a race against time to see what we can find what we're looking for before the person who solved the riddle before us does. I do have to climb that. Okay, climb. Check. Check the piece. Check the Sims diamond, thank you. You carefully inspect the top of the mechanism, but you don't find anything.
There's nothing here?
Looks like something was here, just someone else took it.
Wait, does that mean our plan already failed?
The birth of reason requires the merging of the 4 Orthians. If we can get the rest of them, we still have a chance.
In that case, we better hurry to the next area.
Okay, we're here.
Is this the place?
Oh, I don't know who is saying that. Whoa, there's a person on the floor.
Shouldn't you be more concerned with the person lying on the ground in their field of vision?
Huh? Ah, what happened?
My apologies, miss. I prioritize the search for the stone tablet. Allow me to conduct a scan now. My apologies, miss.
What?
Though he's still alive, the breath of life has escaped his body through orifices. Don't say it like that. I've seen this handiwork before.
Paimon can't look! We have to get help! We can't just leave him like this!
Together you deliver the unconscious man to Luminos Harbor. The people there immediately take him to receive medical treatment. Knowing that he's in good hands, you all return to where you were before.
Alright, now let's have a look at the stone tablet.
Lo, this place is the Orthant of Wishes, the Temple of Wishes, the Room of Wishes. Often contradicting, born in an instant, your company in eternal rest, never separated, the tainted fruits of sin. Another riddle.
Why do something so scary here? Could it have been something to do with the answer to this riddle?
Well, Fontanians are sinners. Life tainted with the original sin. For this reason, the answer is life. I suppose I guessed it already.
Can you be sure that's the answer?
I know the rhetoric and semiotics of the Narcissus Crux Order all too well. Barring any surprises, that's the answer. Okay, it's time for us to make up for lost time. We need to hurry now. We collect the Sims artifact, I guess. You carefully inspect the top of the mechanism, but you didn't find anything. So the person was here again. Yo, I think it's Jacob. I genuinely think it's I have no reason to think it's Jacob, but he's the only character we haven't re-seen again.
There's nothing here either! What exactly are we looking for, Caterpillar?
We're looking for the materials necessary to forge the Holy Blade of Narcissus Crux. The Order was able to reproduce the 4 requisite hypothetical substances here in the material world, based on the esoteric philosophies of the underground kingdom in ancient Fontaine. I do not understand. The enigmatic substances are purely experimental. You could say they're even further beyond ordinary logic and elemental power. I entered all introductory to intermediate level textbooks from the Academia's Spantamod into my memory banks decades ago. There is nothing mysterious about elemental power. Is that so? Anyway, to sum up, this is born from the confluence of traditions from Fontaine and technology from the ancient underground kingdom. And thus, 4 types of substances came into being: memory, wish, soul, and persona. Damn, Persona 5? They added Persona into Genshin! To avoid any possible ambiguity, let's call them the memory piece, wish piece, soul piece, and persona piece.
Why are all these used to make the Holy Blade?
In the Narcissus Crux Ordo's brand of mystical philosophy, the temple is a microcosm of the universe, and the members are stand-ins for the gods. The holy oil is tempered willpower. The Holy Blade, on the other hand, is the reason, that which cuts everything open. It can only be born out of consummate human will. That's quite abstruse. That's esotericism for you. You attach yourself to anything that looks similar enough, and when this sort of thing becomes magic, fiction becomes reality. Anyway, we should make our way to the next area now. Excerpt. Unlike the barbarians or the witless creatures of the waters, all of our strength comes from our will. Our will is that we share the noblest gods, just as flesh is what we have in common with the barbarous beasts. Those who can truly use this wisdom may be able to forsake the bonds of flesh, and when they use their will to command, the rest shall bow down and listen. Copy from Echoes Hollowed and Humble, Movement 5, Stanza 3. Lo, this place is the Orthant of Souls, the Shrine of Souls, the Room of Souls. I accompany you to eternal rest, born in an instant, often contradicting, always united. I am life's most cherished treasure.
Nothing scary this time. Is the answer a pocket watch? Speaking of which, don't you have one two-hand?
Well, watches are expensive.
Then the answer must be money, as in Mora.
Passing away along with your money is life's second greatest tragedy. Don't ask what the greatest one is.
What's life's greatest tragedy then?
He literally just said don't ask. I'm aware of this one. It is to rest in your coffin without a single Mora to your name.
I'm not sure if I agree with those values. Aren't there many things more important than that?
That is true, Anne's right. Well, that's why I said don't ask. I apologize. Anyway, based on the above reasons, I don't think the answer is a fancy timepiece, nor is it Mora.
What could it be then?
The answer is simple. I can retrieve similar riddles with a 70% match rate. From this a centuries-old classic novel, it reads, I was born in the fleeting moments when the eyes met. I run with my back turned to the one I pursue. Even after all flesh, bone, and entrails have been sliced away, I still lie nestled with you in the marrow that remains. The answer is love.
I get it now. This pocket watch is like the one that I have then. It must be filled with memories of love.
Now only if it would open!
It will. One day. Almost like maybe it'll open at the end of this quest. Why, well done, you silly dog. Who's the cutest mechanical dog?
It was my pleasure. Cute, however, is a subjective description. I would prefer to be addressed as the reliable, useful prototype 4A CV07.
And that's exactly what makes you cute.
Are you reenacting an old conversation? It feels like I've seen this scene before. In any case, someone's already solved this riddle. Let's get moving. Excerpt. Not only do we share the same resilient skin, but the same divine essence flows within our veins. There is one wisdom, one melody. So too are our wills one, comrades. We are the hands, legs, shield, and sword. Roots and leaves, spring and stream. We should draw near to each other. Even unto outlanders this must be so. Copy from the Song of Serenity, movie 2, stanza 84. Okay, now we check again. You carefully inspect the top of the mechanism, but you don't find anything.
Did someone take whatever was here too? You know, like every single time we come here?
It looks that way. Just who is? It's Jacob. Oh, I was right. Okay. Of course it's Jacob. Wow, me caterpillar, same brainwave. We had an altercation with him inside Elena's once. Clarification, recently, not once. When I saw that unfortunate victim at the gate, I knew it was his handiwork. Seems like he's still alive and active after all.
Team, what with the stuff that he took from here?
Simple. He too wants to reforge the holy blade of Narzen Crux. The dream of the Ordo remains unrealized. Anyway, should make our way to the final area now. Thalia? Wait. What's the name? Thalia? Wait, that's a theater thing. There we go. Okay, so they're two of the 9 muses whose parent includes Zeus and the Greek goddess of memory. It's the muse of comedy and the muse of tragedy. Oh! Okay, that's why I've read their names before. This is the last place.
At least the entrance is still sealed. Looks like Jacob hasn't answered the riddle here.
Unless he's plotting in wait and waiting for us to answer it.
Perhaps he provided an answer, just not the answer.
The answers from before were shadow, life, and love.
Based on the previous patterns, my logic module has hypothesized the tablet inscription to be as follows. Always united, born in an instant, often contradictory. I accompany you to eternal rest. So death?
Then the last line is the first droplet. Caterpillar, Seymour, do you guys know the answer?
I think I have an idea concerning the first droplet. Sounds like it's referring to the first raindrop that fell following the creation of the world. I believe that this idea was in vogue with both the ancient Fontaine and the Ordo.
But how are we supposed to find something like that?
Well, this is the first droplet that became part of all water into vat. In that sense, every drop of water is like the first droplet. It's like the first god spreading out the potential for greatness. An element of divinity is present in every person's body.
But if it's that simple, the person who came before us should have had no problem offering up the right answer.
Indeed, I'm probably wrong. Well, even if it was the wrong answer, it was a good one. I can only conclude that the person who set up these riddles had no sense of romance.
And now he's laughing at you for not getting how security works.
I'm unable to provide an answer. My search for the first droplet retrieved 1,200 results. Legend has it that the world's first drop of wine came to be when the animal god... What? We can give it a shot. Let's go to Mondstadt. Why is Venti here?
If you're gonna flog a dead horse, at least go about it the right way.
That is a weird analogy.
About that, I think I have something I can share. There's a legend that the Oceanids came from the first tear shed by the previous Hydro Archon. Meanwhile, the first tear on Earth was shed by the first Oceanid after she came to understand humanity.
Wouldn't the first tear of the world have come from the first crying human baby?
No.
Animal tears are actually salt discharges, and in those peaceful times, humans breathe their first in laughter. That's what the legends say anyway.
Actually, I believe that the cries of babies and animal salt discharges can be regarded as similarly unemotional behaviors. That is a weird way to describe crying. Babies cry due to external stimuli and to fill their lungs with air as quickly as possible. That is what the Sumer Amurta textbooks say.
Is the answer an Oceanid then? That does seem like an answer that the person before us might not have provided.
I think you're beating a dead horse here.
Paimon, this is the right track, though!
Based on my understanding of the Narcissan Crux Ordo, this makes logical sense. The Red Empress who dreams the place unknown, the dreamer who never says what they mean.
That's even more confusing than the riddles!
Well, does that matter? We're already at the final juncture. Whatever the case, the answer will come to light at the end. Now then, Anne, if you don't mind.
Sure, I'll give it a try, but do come up with another answer quickly if I fail, alright?
It opened!
We have to get to the last piece, otherwise the Holy Blade will fall into Odo's hands. Unless someone is gonna sneak up right behind us and take it from us. Jacob is going to sneak up and get us. O Remus, player of the Grand Symphony, king of all worlds. Your music is heard across the heavens. It resounds throughout the earth. When Sibelia's golden bee gives you a warning, O merciful one, grant us eternal life. Proclaim this sacred moment that should be praised in all eternity. Copy from the third hymn, movement 5, stanza 1. Watch. As soon as I release this, Jacob's gonna leave us, and then he's gonna appear out of nowhere. And then we're gonna have to deal with him, because that's how stories work.
Is that the Persona piece ahead?
Persona 5? Unable to analyze the density of the substance before us, it appears to have a mass of 0. Looks like we've got the last piece. Should at least be able to negotiate a bit on our opposition now.
On the bright side, at least we can stop the Narcissan Ordo from forging the Holy Blade!
Not at all, Paimon. Our final goal is to forge the Holy Blade ourselves and use it to stop their plan. Of course, Anne, I've not forgotten what its sword means to you. A holy sword that can cut out the will is also the key to unraveling the mystery. And to be honest, it is equally important to me as well. It is what we have more important, more pressing matters at hand. Would you mind then if we looked into the mystery surrounding us later?
I'm fine with that.
In that case, traveler, please take this persona with you if you would. Who am I, Joker now? Am I Joker? That's a persona character, right? Alright, I'm taking it. Yoink. I suppose I can take this to mean that you've accepted our invitation? What? What's happening? Where am I? What just happened? I'm floating in the air.
Someone said something that we were separated from Caterpillar and the others! Where are we being sent?
Where are we going? And why are we floating in the midair? Like... what is going on?
Oh, that voice sounded familiar. Where have we heard it before?
I feel like it's Anne. I feel like it's Marianne. Marianne's definitely speaking to us. I don't like that I'm just swimming in the air. It's too calm, and I'm too nervous for this. What is going on? What if this is Princess Lyris's castle? The music is too calm for whatever's happening right now. That's not floating, that's falling with style. They're falling up apparently. Oh, there's a Hydroculus up there, hold on. Oh!
And we ended up at the top of the Golden Gasol place! We're separated from Caterpillar and it's Seymour! What should we do? It looks like there are a bunch of traps waiting down below!
Things haven't gotten serious yet. Let's check out the scenery.
Come on! You should have at least a little sense of urgency! Paimon knows that you're a good fighter, but Paimon's worried about the others! But our only choice is to keep going. Oh, is that the entrance? If there's any traps, just smash them!
Wait, there's a letter. Hello? Notice. In accordance with Fontaine Law and the Provisional National Provisions, as well as the Mormonia Act number 1-2, the Narcissan Crux Ordo is declared an illegal extremist group and a criminal organization. This location will be permanently sealed from this day forth. Destroying this board will be seen as a challenge to national authority, and violators will be publicly sentenced in charges of date. The reverse side has the seal of the court and the signatures of Elaine, Guillotine, and Nouvelette. I have questions for you, newbie. time to break and enter. I'm sorry, newbie.
Wait, could this be?
The Ordo.
The Narcissan Crux Ordo?
What? This is the Ordo? Wait, so where were we before? So every time was that just a teleport? Oh. It's you. I was worried the master's clock might break down at a crucial moment. I came to just do a bit of maintenance. What took you so long? Even if I had time to finish the anti-rust treatment and oil it up.
That's the voice we heard earlier! The purple dude!
Wait, you're Michael Afton? What? I've told you. Just call me Jacob. How'd you set up this trap? I believe the persona section to be the most important. But there lies the persona excised by Master Narzen Crux himself. Only a drop of water from an oceanid can open it. I can't allow it to be taken by just any ignorant adventurer. So I set a trap before activating the Orthant and sealed the space off. Why are you here? Why shouldn't I be here? This is the Narzen Crux Ordo base. Is there something wrong with returning to my own base? You're the ones who are trespassing. Don't you even feel a twinge of guilt for breaking the law? This was once the realm of a god. Now a pheasant sits upon the throne, just like the world today. As compensation, give me the rest of your paints and the persona I need.
I refuse!
Even now at a time like this? Just what are you so hung up on? The countdown to the world's end has started, and I must forge the holy blade and place it in my master's hand.
Is Narzen Crux this master of yours?
Indeed, according to his world formula, the second divulge is looming before us. When it comes, only he will be able to save the world. Only by forging the holy blade can he continue his unfinished work, gathering the wills of everyone in Fontaine, the continent, and even the entire planet onto himself. As the primordial sea returns once more, as the devourer of all darkens the sky, only he who is whole unto himself may survive. Only then will all of the souls, nay, all of humanity's souls, shall be spared from destruction. We will welcome a new dawn in the tranquil sea of innocence he grants us.
So this is your big plan to save the world? Too late! We already did the Archon quest! We already saved everyone! It sounds like you're just bundling everyone's consciousness together without consent!
What do you know of anything? Only Master Narzen Crux's new body will survive the coming of the second deluge. Even if all other life disappears into the sea, he will survive alone. You remember all those lives that were lost. He recognizes the value and equality of all life, a selflessness that shall not be besmirched by one such as you. So where is he now? In the deepest depths beneath us, when the thugs and dogs of Fontaine surround us and attempted to wipe us out, he descended alone into the abyss below. But he must be alive, and the time for his return is nigh. Quickly, give me what you have on you. Then I will have all the orphans, and you may leave. How about this? I'll trade you this for a rust treatment and oil. Think of it as a gift for that foolish dog. In the dog of the new world, it is unlikely there'll be a place for it. Or Guillotine's fantasies. I refuse. The world is not as weak as you think.
That's right! Paimon Traveler has seen more crises than you can eat and float his flower, Chris! And we always
Truly, there's no reaching your exalted heights. I remember how the Master used to pretend to be an evil dragon when we played as children. Who would have thought? He would become the hero, while the real evil dragons would come at us, one after another. Guillotine may have disappeared, but here his successors come, self-assured, thinking themselves totally infallible.
What the heck are you talking about?
Time has come. A century ago, the prophecy predicted it all. He will return.
What? I forgot that he could do that. Don't do that.
If you do not give me what I need willingly, I will take it myself.
I forgot that he can do that. I forget he's not actually human. Now are you simping over Jacob?
Bow your head.
Oh boy. It's okay, Nuvi can deal with it, or Rio, because those are the only two that are built right now.
Don't run away now.
The rest of his team is kinda not great. Looks like we arrived in time. Oh my god, Caterpillar! Seem to have forgotten, Hilicho, that you're a monster. A mere bereft of memory and wisdom. Oh my god, don't kill him.
By me.
I will have to remember your origin.
Silence.
My master and I gave you intelligence. We can snuff out that flame as well. And you, machine, your memories are nothing more than carvings on gemstones. Your wisdom is a simulation created by tapes, gears, and crystalline pipelines. It is really hard to read and fight. I destroyed you once before. This time I'll turn you into little more than... Please let me read the dialogue while I'm fighting. It is so hard to fight and also read dialogue. I'm not gonna lie.
It's been a while, Chrysalis. Still no sign of the metamorphosis, I see. Perhaps you've grown too used to being a caterpillar? Have you already forgotten the time we spent here? It was a brief time compared to our eternity, but those brief moments granted us mastery of this universe. I was nothing more than your exhibit at that time, nor could I understand your grand plans. Plus, I tend to have a bad memory for things I don't like. But on your return, you performed the dispelling ritual. How fastidious of you. Of course. How could I allow such spiritual impurities or containments into the Master's space? Alas, you have not yet left your cocoon. You return to the void in the end. There's no place for you in the new world.
And over the rest of it!
I shall permit it. It seems it is you who are the hero wielding the holy blade in this telling of the story, while I'm the dragon who falls to your sword. It matters not in the end. All the elements are in place, and the dragon has been defeated. You may guard reason for now. After all, nobody can truly own the holy blade. We merely hold it as it travels in the direction it must, until it reaches its final destiny. The holy blade can be any object. There is no particular symbolism for it being a sword. Well then, present something that can hold reason.
Let's use the holy blade of Narzen Crux we found earlier.
I can't voice a nod, but sure, nod.
This is... What's next, Jacob? Don't you want to reforge the holy blade as soon as possible? Next, Oceanid, you touch the sword.
Is this a trap?
No. Although the holy blade can part any will from water, it can also unite wills. It is an accommodate both the primordial and that of the order. You've been chosen because even if you are an illusion, you contain something that the Narzen Crux Ordo has gathered over many years. The power of will. Should we trust him? His biological indicators show a very low probability of lying, though I remain doubtful. How long must you dawdle? You know better than that rusty old shell guillotine created. Would you like some oil for your brain, or rust remover?
Speaking of rust remover,
What about it?
that watch.
Yeah, we could try using rust remover on the watch.
What nonsense are you all going on about?
Adults shouldn't interrupt children.
And I'm a child too.
Oh, it's open!
Oh, they're all so cute! Oh, the ocean in the background! Wait! So this is Jacob. This is the assistant, right? This is Lyris, or one of these two are one of these are Narcissan and one of these are Lyris. And then this is Marianne and this is Jacob. No, this is Guillotine. Sorry. Aww. And the feather on the hat. Wait, the details are all so cute. I'm gonna cry.
And there's a photo inside?
How nostalgic. Elaine, Renee, director Lyris, Marianne, and myself as we once were.
I remember this photo. I think I remember.
Matching traits detected. That is Marianne, my ward. Well, has the oil helped lubricate your rusty decision-making skills?
If we don't take this step, we'll never be able to leave the world of memory. Yeah, let me give it a try then.
Anne!
It's okay. I made up my mind. Woo!
Oh! Hey! Wait! It kind of looks like our sword from the beginning of the story.
Is this what the Holy Blade of Narcissan Crux really looks like? Weren't you listening? Caterpillar just explained that the Holy Blade can indwell any form that holds significance.
Oh, Jacob's back to normal. Just like the Holy Blade of Narcissan Crux we imagined.
You changed back!
Very good. You actually have some brain cells. My mission is complete. Now I propose a trade. Now you, Oceanid. Please take away all of my emotions and memories? What? Huh? Huh? My power's no match for yours, and I will soon disappear. Save all that I am. I must be reunited with everyone in the new world.
Seems like he's not up to date with the latest news and that everyone is dead. But
we established several nodes in Fontaine in accordance with the seal of chemical marriage as a part of our response to the apocalypse. Today, only the 5 most important survive. Only the smallest part of the Master's plan has been implemented, but even that is a form of success. The arrival of the new world is fated. I
cannot absorb your persona and memories. After all, I've no wish to retain anyone with such serious sins or on their hands as you are now.
Huh?
You may no longer be the crybaby Jacob, but as you are now, you're still not worthy of eternity. Rather than do that, we will help you and treat you. You must atone for your sins.
Part of the Red Empress is within you, so you should know that she rejected the future. She wanted to reunite the Narzen Crux Institute as it was. Watch again as we pretended to be the Narzen Crux's adventure team. Beautiful memories of the only eternity in this world. There are no others. Granted to me, O being of eternity.
I don't wish to do so, and I will persuade that part of Lyris too.
Oh, this boy's gonna die anyway. The appointed time has come. Seems the Watchwood wound up running a little fast over the course of a century. What's going on here? I've reversed the seal of chemical marriage and reforged the Holy Blade of Reason. The truth of the world formula has been proven. The seal of chemical marriage was just an ancient Fontanian ritual that to seal off the source of life. Now, it has been reversed, and all's been set free once more. Wait! The fortress of Meripede, the primordial sea that was you! Oh! Now, it's time for our master, no, for Renee, to return! He will break the seal and control the source of life. The pure water of life will undunctuate the world as he rises once more, giving birth to a new universe. All souls will be preserved forever, and the blade of will shall fall into the waters and be grasped by its legitimate owner. all we be united as one and gain the power to combat the apocalypse.
Jacob!
I've already anticipated the end for this body. The clock may stop and the hands fall still. It may take my master a little time to find my will in the new world, but don't worry. We'll meet there again.
Jacob! Oh, he's going to die.
Oh!
Oh, he's dead! He's definitely dead.
Jacob, do you have a crush on someone? I think this boy got crushed if that's the case. I think you asked that question a little too early, Em. What a terrible ending. But I fear there's little time for mourning or lamentation. Everything now hangs by a thread. If my sense of direction is right, I'm afraid that the interior of the Tower of Gestalt is below us now.
You've never been there before, Caterpillar?
It's the closest point to Master's ultimate goal. I don't believe many have been there. That means we don't know what we'll find there. I'm ashamed to admit it, but yes.
What? What's all this?
An Eidolon? Eidolons? Oh, hello? Alright, what's going on? Warning, abnormal environmental changes detected.
Paimon can see that just fine!
It seems we don't have much time. Let's get to work quickly. Before Jacob's new world becomes a reality. Wait, where did the Eidolons go, though? Hello? Where are the Eidolons? Why is there something shiny there? Why is this the only shiny thing? Notes. To excise the self is not to die, but rather to die before death. That way there's no life to be ended. Thus, one may achieve eternity. This step is vital, for by this, one may avoid receiving a vision by some error. To receive a vision, to sell oneself to the fates of this world. To Heimarmene, and to evermore lose the chance to walk the correct path. So, that's why Jacob wanted to die before Anne? Io Io Pan, that which lies beneath the great sea. The purpose of this line is the ritual scripture to forsake the self and sink into the abyss, and in the abyss to welcome rebirth as a holy infant. The origin of this tragedy is unknown provenance that has been passed down by persons or unknown to this day. Said play is called Ajax or Aias? He was the second strongest warrior in the Alliance. Lies beneath the sea is itself an interesting phrase. It comes from the ancient Sumeru text and should be read as Naranyana, which also means primordial human. This too is my goal, for not all that becomes from beyond may be great as one that descends. That title belongs only to wills that can rival an entire world. That is what I seek, the way to become just such a will, one that can protect the world, sustain the world, and destroy the world, and create the world. Eternity is the way to get closest to heavenly principles? I guess so. Is there any other texts that have been revealed now that this is now happening? We can't even... Oh, we can't exit, so that does happen. Oh, God. Go deeper.
What a huge mechanical core! How should we descend?
An optical coupling design, is it? Looks like we need to get all the rays to hit their targets.
So, how do we do that?
There must be some kind of equipment nearby. Let's have a look around. This is Act 2? This is Act 2? Oh no, oh no. This is the start of Act 2. Oh. What do you mean teleport waypoint unlocked? Oh, why was I floating? Where am I? Wait, don't code this level. It's the Ordo, but like, oh, hi.
Settle down.
I'm not here. I don't exist. Please leave. I would prefer you not killing Nuvi, like right now.
A moment,
Rio,
please.
can you heal? Thank you. Please punch him out. As in the game.
Go!
Oh, hello. Did you... It did not absorb the thing. Okay. Please get rid of it. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you not killing me. Okay, that's not text. You actually found the bubble puzzles fun? I'm like very worried about puzzles. Ooh, lore? Certificate. Miss E. Lenormand, former Narcissan Crux Order member, level 3. As a famous book merchant, Miss Lenormand has used to describe the Narcissan Crux's teachings as an easy-to-follow manner, thus making extraordinarily contributions to spread of our tenets. This was for the reason that she granted the exceptional promotion to level 3. Those are words that I understood separately. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Oh. Nuvi, you good? Okay. Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay. Nope. That's not lore. Can I get a lore? Can I please get a lore? No lore here? Okay. Any hidden text by any chance? Certificate. Madame N. Laveau, former Narcissan Crux Ordo member, level 4. After returning home from Natlan, Madame Laveau has since dedicated herself enthusiastically to the grand ideals of the Narcissan Crux. An authority on beauty, she also is highly skilled in divination using making her very popular with the other ladies. Not only has she provided the Ordo with from Natlan, but she has also contributed greatly promoting the Ordo's good name in high society. Did you bring a dragon? Did you bring a dragon, buddy? Are you lore? No. Divination is bourgeois, imagine. Okay, no, nothing in here. Nothing of lore importance here. I am thankful that they are giving me random artifacts, though. Okay, same one. So it's Lenormand and Leno. Interesting. So they were previous members. Eric, former Narcissan Crux Order member, level 2. A famous historian from the Institute of Natural Philosophy who has dabbled in the studies of various ancient civilizations. After the Institute disbanded, he joined the Ordo at Mr. Ingold's invitation. He has since continued his research into Remurian civilization. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, is there more lore here? There's a lack of lore here. Okay. Certificate. Miss C. Garifa, former Narcissan Crux Ordo member and a famous dancer. She's been most generous in her sponsorship of the Order and herself reached level 3. On a certain Sunday, Narcissan Crux healed her injured leg and awakened her genius. What does that mean? Eiichi Karasawa, former Narcissan Crux member, level 1. A scholar from Inazuma staying in Fontaine. He has displayed great fervor for Narcissan Crux's teachings and passed the level 1 test. Though we hope that he could spread said teachings in Inazuma, he seems to, for reasons of his own, prefer living in Fontaine. He is also a romance novelist of some fame, and his work is peppered within hidden Remuria riddles. His success is intimately related to the Ordo's research. It's kind of wild how far the Ordo's like influence has spread. Can I read that? Can I read? Imagine reading. Susanna, honorary Narcissan Crux Ordo member, level 1. One needs to finish the Ordo's reading list and understand its ideals to reach level 1, though Miss Susanna has not achieved this. Oh. The fact is, however, that Mr. Ingold and Master Narcissan Crux always get the lucky reward whenever they purchase her scones and cookies, which is why, at Mr. Ingold's suggestion, he was made a level 1 honorary member. Oh, so she bribed them. She bribed them with cookies. Honestly, she's so valid for that. She's so valid for that. I love that. As you should. Unlocked treasure, an old pocket watch. It seems to have stopped at a certain instant, the beautiful memory of a moment becoming eternal. Holy Blade of Narcissan. A sacred blade indwelt with great enough reason and will to create and destroy a universe or a dream. And it strangely looks like our blade because imagining things is hard. Root Cycle. One of the keys designed by the Narcissan Crux Ordo for the tower. When combined, the keys form a peculiar shape of 3.5 circles, for which there are special explanation. The innermost circle is the cycle of Hyperborea, symbolizing the age when the world was frozen and lost paradise. I don't like that the rule of 3 is coming in here again. I estimated the height of the tower, and we're almost at the bottom. We may have to face Narcissan Crux if we continue to descend. The world is about to welcome its own answer. Will it be a destruction or salvation? Or perhaps Narzen Crux's version of salvation.
Please! Who want to escape this apocalypse in their own way? If Paimon had to leave, she'll make Traveler take her away from Teyvat!
I'm going to save everyone, because apparently that's my responsibility now.
Hey! Paimon wasn't saying she'd watch everyone bite the dust!
You mean like Ortrice Mécanique and Elise Cardinal? Do. There aren't any riddles or pursuers here, so why don't you get some rest and prepare ourselves here? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Everyone, the door in the next level seems to be locked. Do you require me to put my engine into overdrive to get enough horsepower to break through? That won't be necessary. We decided to rest and reorganize here anyway, so we should be cautious. Look around for a key. If we discover that it's a door without a key, I'll kick it open myself. Thanks, Cat. Oh, we're talking people. And how do you feel about this?
How can I help you, Night Traveler? Both Caterpillar and Seymour are helping out, but I don't seem to be of any use now.
Don't worry about it.
Of course, I understand. Though it's obvious that we can just kick it open. We reached an understanding to do some investigation instead. I suppose this is us trying to mentally prepare ourselves. After a fashion, right?
Poor Anne. She's just dragged along through all of this. Oh my god, we can talk to Paimon? I cannot believe. This is weird. This is a weird thing to have. Paimon's just floating out here. I don't like this. I don't like anything about this. We can talk to Paimon. We shouldn't be able to press escape. She doesn't show up, though. That's an interesting detail. Okay, so if Paimon's out here, if we press escape, she doesn't show up.
Traveler, why are people so fond of immersing themselves in dreams? Marianne weaves the dreams encircling everyone, and Narzen Crux is living his dream and saving the world.
And I'm the one who's worried about tomorrow and looking for my sibling, but you know, here we are. So it's understandable if you don't understand, Paimon.
Because Paimon's the type to live in the present!
But if it's a dream, you have to wake up eventually.
There are only two things you can do after waking from a dream. You can try to go right back to sleep and return to the same dream, or you can face yourself in the waking world. And since you've woken up, it's time for breakfast. You can reward yourself with a nice chicken mushroom skewer. It's time to wake up again and bravely face the reality for another day. You can do it.
Wait, so that was really just foreshadowing? Huh?
Foreshadowing? What foreshadowing?
That's a threat. I'm sorry. That's a threat and a half. Storybook. This is a strange fairy tale with some comments written in purple ink. Okay, I guess I'm reading the storybook. I think this might be Alice in Wonderland. I skimmed through it a bit. The rabbit's pocket watch is in truth the beginning of the dream. The watch is a precise timekeeper, but the flow of time, dreamland is madness. When the clock chimes, all shall end. Marianne, whose people have often mistake Liddell for. But could it not be that they were, at first, one and the same? The caterpillar has all the hallmarks of maturity, the pipe, yet reading glasses and the knowledge. Yet a larva he remains, not yet a butterfly. One who lacks the confidence to break through a cocoon shall die before ever becoming so. But moths have no mouth parts, and thus they can only leap into the flames. The Queen of Hearts, the one who loved to take heads, and the White Knight, who mumbled about his little invention. The Red Queen. In the end, it was all her dream. It was a little mother cat. Okay. Hello, how may I assist? About the Gardamex! Do not worry, all of them are inactive. If we consider their extreme age and the fact that early models, the probability of them waking up is far from certain, unless you're the main protagonist and then suddenly they'll all wake up. But surely, you're definitely not the main protagonist in this scenario, are you? At that point, around 60% of them will activate successfully. As for the remaining 40, it is not guaranteed that it will fail to activate either. I have to fight things again. At least there's a chance, for the slow march of time has reduced the danger we are about to face. You're starting to confuse me, Seymour. Apologies, Mr. Traveler. I don't like that these guys are... Oh, why are there so many back here? So, if you're saying 60% of them will activate, I don't like that, because there's already too many. There's no other doors I can open. Okay, Caterpillar it is. There's some Narcissan Crux's notes and books here. Interesting as they may be, none of them have a conclusion. Caterpillar, I have a question. Ask away. The members of the Ordo clearly hate Clockwork Mecha. So why are there so many gears in this tower? Now that is an interesting question, but all I can offer is my own conjecture. In my opinion, the theme of this place isn't gears, but bells. The chime of a bell holds special meaning here, even for people like Jacob and Narcissa. A special meaning? When the bell tolls, the world ends. An adventure is over. You simply awaken from the dream. Who knows? I don't like that they suddenly appeared there. Mr. Traveler Caterpillar seems to have found the key. Wow. You know, after talking to him, I guess. Okay, talking to them all will do the same thing. Well, well. Guess what we have stuck between the pages, Traveler?
Oh, it's a key!
Indeed. And Seymour's already used a sonic imaging to do a rough analysis. It really is the key to open that door.
If Fontaine's authorities raided this place before, why didn't they find this?
Perhaps the answer is that they were simply never raided. Having looked through the notes here, I think I can understand why. Why he simply closed the door and quietly left.
What are you trying to say?
It's nothing. Perhaps this is enough. After all, there are Clockwork Mecha below that may come to life at any second. Time to go.
Okay, I'm going.
What are the notes? I didn't read this. Red is the foundation principle, the philosopher's stone, while yellow represents gold and mortal temptation. Yellow is simply bait. Red is the final goal. However, Conria would likely seek the truth for gold's sake before turning that truth into a bread production pipeline. It's always Conria's fault. It's always Conria's fault. It's always Conria's fault. What do you mean? It doesn't help that, I don't know, gold is mentioned in here and then also Conria? Hello? Okay. The lore is loring and I don't appreciate that right now. Here's the key. I'm watching y'all. Y'all better not come after me. Oh. Okay. Okay. Is there anything over here? Besides mechas? Nothing? Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. What is this? Investigation log. Ooh, oh god, this is long. This report collates various other reports written during the archaeological studies conducted on the temple ruins, including, as report includes a large amount related to said plan, it is only available for the internal consumption. Internal consumption of what? It is prohibited to disclose any of the following content in speeches or in official publications to external parties. This feels like... Wait, why does it say Golden Troop? As to how to decipher the stone tablets or bronze slates, we hit a massive roadblock right from the start. Most of the texts previously discovered in older Golden Troop ruins and legacy copies we got from the collections were all from Fontaine's earlier nation building stages or later. As such, most of these texts were written in Fontanian script. This time we unearthed a great number of antediluvian bronze slates and stone tablets, which all use ancient Remurian script. Okay. Regarding Remurian characters, they seem to be some form of phonography. Okay, so vowels, like sounds, of which we currently only recognize a single-digit amount. For the longest time, we treated them like simple musical notes, and undertook many trials on that basis without any progress. As such, we hit an impasse with our research, until after being reminded by Mr. Eric, we found in an ancient copy preserved by the Institute of Natural Philosophy, made progress in deciphering the documents, its first step in a long journey, where we have already surpassed all previous scholars of the esoteric. Regarding mortality, which is a strange thing to say, while this might conjure up empty talks of ethics today, it has more practical significance to the ancients. Complete mastery over the body by one's will was considered the consummation of human virtue, a pinnacle that only gods and the rarest mortals could come close to attaining. Following mortal decay, the will became shackled into a bodily form. Okay. willpower withered, and humanity became entirely enslaved in their flesh. Please stop saying flesh. The ancient would see this as a separation from a civilization's communal body, an eternal sundering from music and the divine, becoming next of kin to the beast. I love that Fontaine has so many ties to music. It's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Regarding the concepts of spirit and will, just as the people of Sumeru had specialized terminology to illustrate different stages for plant growth, Fontainians have more than 20 words describing water's various aspects. However, the ancient studies and differentiation of the spirit reach heights that we ourselves found challenging to attain, while for the most part, it was divided into memory, wishes, soul, and persona. A spirit's qualities carried complex distinctions. Among these, the state that came closest to perfect freedom that divinities possess was named true will. Okay. The detachment of human will with such meticulous research was a jumping off point. Perhaps this was through this power that the ancients achieved transcendence from the physical realm. Despite this remarkable achievement, they were unable to escape their fate, which appeared preordained, so part of the prophecy, I see. Regarding Fortuna, the boat, or the translation to fortune, myth, proverbs, and poetry are all that we have compiled so far in connection to Fortuna. These findings deviate significantly from the initial expectations. At best, they could be described as vague inferences and a priori assertion, bereft of quantifiability or scientific rigor. They appear exceedingly rudimentary and primitive when compared to the world formula. Furthermore, as expected, this seems to be an attempt to make up for some shortfall. The ancients even made no small amount of errors in their selection of materials. This was unavoidable. Aside from the analysis of will and the seal of chemical marriage, there was hardly any unity to be found. When faced with the facts that the ancients were deceived by such falsehoods for thousands of years, one can only wonder if it was a matter of faith or folly. Those were words I all understood separately and I did not understand together. Oh no. The combat capabilities arrayed here are quite the terrifying sight.
Ah! You changed back, Caterpillar!
Well, we do need to be ready for a fight after all. Look. This must be the security installations that were left behind when the tower was sealed. I'm afraid attempting to access the lower level will trigger their activation sequences. Your guess was correct. I've checked. The clockwork mecha can indeed still be activated. In other words, there's also a possibility they will fail to activate.
They've been here for all these years?
Well, this is the first time in all these years that the Holy Blade of Narzen Crux has been restored. The design from back then is accurate. The Holy Blade itself is the key that will open the final seal. If anyone's ready, let's get started. I don't like this at all. Can I talk to them? Is there a... Oh, no? Oh. When the two of you are attacked, my permissions will activate, authorizing me to take action against official armed forces. As such, there is no need for concern. Okay, so I can talk to Seymour. I can't talk to Caterpillar. I can talk to Anne. Why can't I talk to Caterpillar?
Let's bring this to an end.
Why can't I talk to Caterpillar? It is very strange that I can't specifically talk to Caterpillar. Let's go. The final juncture awaits. Activate.
Ah! It feels like the floor is moving!
It's the beginning of the end. What do you mean I'll be fine? I'm scared now. Oh! What do you mean this is fine? We're going underwater! Okay, so I don't want to be here. What do you mean? Special Order 172 execution team.
Now.
I would rather it not be like this, please.
Go!
No. What if we just didn't? What if we just didn't do this?
Let the mighty be humbled.
What if we just didn't do this? What if we stopped fighting? What if we just had a nice, peaceful time together? What if we just had
Settle
fun?
down.
What if we just do this? Why is there a health bar? Oh, because there's multiple. Okay. No. I don't appreciate that. And I would like you to heal because it is Rio's birthday and I'd rather him not die. So, if we could just, you know, get this out of the way. Get this done, you know. Have the boys be murdered or something. Please, Rio, you can hit harder. Thank you. They're getting stronger, and I don't appreciate that.
Go! Be sanctified. Settle down.
And we were just... Hey, no hitting newbie while he's in his attack form. First of all, that's rude. Second of all, I would like you to go down. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like whatever's happening here. So why did we need to sink to the seafloor?
Night Traveler! Paimon, Caterpillar Seymour, is everyone alright?
Yes. It seems like we can proceed deeper down. I don't like that. Let's go, while there's still time.
But there's still a bunch of clockwork Becca here!
Go, now. Leave this area to Seymour and I. We'll regroup at the Narzen Ordo. Good luck! There's no need to worry about us. My combat assessment shows a 100% rate of survival. Please tell me you're okay. You nod to Caterpillar and Seymour. You leap through the seal as it drops.
Looks like Caterpillar and Seymour are stuck on the other side. Seymour, Caterpillar. Don't worry about that, Nan. They're strong. Besides, we agreed that we'd meet them back at the Ordo after all this is over. Didn't we? And don't forget, we're both here for you. You're right, Paimon. I've seen how strong, smart, and kind you both are. There's nothing to fear with you two here. Nothing to fear at all. That said, Paimon's a little scared herself.
There's nothing to worry about. There's no hardship we can't overcome. We have to keep moving forward.
Okay!
I don't like that this looks like Enkanomiya's whirlpool.
There's no telling what we'll run into next. Let's be careful.
I don't like that this looks like Enkanomiya's whirlpool. And the water is filled with primordial seawater, which doesn't affect me. But also, Genesis of a... What? What is this?
Is this the primordial sea?
What is going on?
Oh, I don't like how goopy and spiky everything is. I don't like this.
What is going on? They look like thorny... Oh, wait, this looks like the abyss. Oh, God. Oh, I don't like any of this. The day of return has arrived.
Who was that?
Hello? Would you like to speak to me again, please? Who are you? Oh. There better not be another whale. This looks like a battleground. There better not be a whale here. I'm asking for no whales. 0% whales. Oh, this looks like a battleground. I'm sorry. This looks like a fighting area. Oh, it's so sparkly. Oh, ah! What the f is that? What is that? What the f It's not a whale, which is good, but I think that is significantly worse. Not the sea of microplastic. See, this is what happens when you throw away all your glitter, okay? This is why we should not have microplastics in the water. I sense reason. Visitors, are you successors to Narzen Crux? Are you a threat? You have drawn your weapon. I see your answer.
Narzen Crux. Huh? This thing is Narzen Crux?
If you heard my name, then you know of my quest to save the world. There's a chance you can be saved. You draw your weapon at me only because you've been misled by untruths. But this is no time for me to waste my powers. Wonder and rejoice. When all is over, I shall explain. I shall demonstrate. But now, place the holy blade in my hand and flee to safety.
We're not giving you the holy blade!
Foolish, foolish. But I forgive you. and I will save you nonetheless. I can sense that the 4 orphans have been reversed, but the tree of flowing is not yet complete. It is no longer possible to save everyone. I will extend my benevolence as far as possible, even if it makes an overdraft of my own life force. If only 5 in 10 can be saved, I will strive to save 6 in 10. Now, I shall come to take the holy blade. What? He does kind of look like an oil slick, I'm not gonna lie. I hope... Wait, why is it just me? No. Why is it just me, though? There's no way. Why are you so determined to oppose me? Do you not know that the apocalypse is nigh? Yeah, I noticed because I'm the only one here. What? Fine. The rights that shall save the world are unknown to the immortals. Let me read. It's very hard to fight and read at the same time. Would you like to stop for a second? Oh, no, please. Please stop. Please let me heal. Let me heal. Why am I the only one here? Why am I the only one here? Where's my power of friendship? Where's my newbie? Where's my Rio? I need the power of friendship right about now. This is gonna take forever. Oh. It went into the character screen. Appears violence as the mundane universe cannot complete me. Allow me to show the essence of immortality and judgment of rain of blaze and transcourse. Ah, what is he gonna do? Nourishing the amniotic seed may enter the void of what? Okay, I'm doing something. Does reason guide your escape? Futile. Your face... Let me read. So, that means we avoid those rift-looking things! I would love to read what exactly you're talking about, but sure. Ah! You dare not face... Oh, Jesus. The manifestation of your own shortcomings? I don't know what you said, but sure. You know what? This feels kind of like the Dvalin fight all over again. There's like a very like slow moving section. The holy blade is guiding it to touch his bubble. Hey, yo. What does that have to do with some philosophical... Please don't ever phrase it like that. Thank you. Charge attack to unleash special attacks. Okay, great. Charge attack, go. Whoa, why'd you damage? Wow, what an amazing move. Paiba's gonna give it a name. Like what? Radio, it's Keeper Tristan and crisscross cut. Please never call it that again. Okay, so it charged again. Go. Oh, wait, no. I'm out of stamina. Please, get some health. Wait, I don't need health. Oh my god, I aimed the wrong way.
Water jet.
Can I have the stop. Can I have a bubble? Can I please have a bubble? Stop. See, I wish I had other party members. This would help a lot. Oh, that growl was something. Stop. Does that do anything? Nope. Okay, never mind. How do I charge this again? Or do I just need to wait? Wait, give.
Water jet.
Please already hurry up the thing. There you go. I'm glad it actually signals to you like, hey, you can actually charge this thing. Like it works now. Ow. First of all, that's rude. Second of all, could you not? Third of all, okay, so I think whenever I heal, I get the glow. The reason which grants you such strength. No, I've noticed. Have you always been in that realm that I pursue? Oh, you who are equal to a world. What am I? Do I have a Celeron inside of me? Is that what you're talking about? Unless, would you like to explain? Can you charge, please, so I can do the thing? That was just in time, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like resin. I'm not gonna lie, the floor kind of looks like sparkly resin. Are you dead yet? Oh my god, please. Die. Do. I'm kind of surprised this boss does not have its own battle music. There we go. Right? We have a Celeron, right? Oh. Impossible. I'd already reached the stage of no return. How have I fallen to this point? I've lost all control of the primordial sea. Get... Why has this happened? Why'd you do this? The new world cannot be born. All will die in a shell, husk of a dream.
Paimon reckons you're the one who should try waking up from your dream. The end of the world is kind of the thing that everyone should work together to stop.
I see. The Holy Blade is not on my side. She's swing. It cuts through the universal will that surrounds me. Until at last, my weak, ordinary self has returned to its physical body. The creature has already been defeated. Yeah, we killed... Well, I don't think we killed the whale. Skirk kind of put it into a ball. I should have sensed the changes in the values originally entered in the world formula. A variable has descended upon the world. Not everything from outside the universe can be called presence or variable. But it seems I overlooked one nonetheless. You. Oh, so you're the writer of the prophecy. The witness of all, the recorder of all, the designer of all. Only one who is worth a world can bear that title. I once dreamed of becoming one just like you. That dream is now shattered. All I've done is meaningless. An empty dream. No, less than a dream even. A dream that at least harmless. But no. You and they have paid so much for all that I've done.
Narzen Crooks?
Oh, it's you. I didn't see you there.
Do you know who I actually am?
Names are just labels, but yes. I'm most familiar with the two colors that mix into your soul. Director Lyris does not know what has happened. She holds on to Marianne, who herself still clings to life. She cannot understand such a complex present and future, and hopes to retain the past. And so, she does the only thing she can.
My name is Anne.
In that case, hello, Anne.
I'm willing to forgive you.
What an odd things to say. From the very start, my plans have lofty and sacred aims. Selfishness has never come to it. None may judge or criticize me, nor do I need forgiveness.
Your aim may have been lofty, but your insanity has harmed many. You didn't even enter the formula correctly. And what's wrong with being forgiven for a mistake?
You're right. I apologize.
So please, Narzen Crooks, come back with us. There are other people who you need to see. This guy seems to have been much more cooperative, but a request like that...
Of course.
Huh? Doesn't this sort of thing usually require some inner struggle and hours of persuasion?
As I've said before, I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. My mission has failed, but the world has been saved nonetheless. Let the others mock and curse me. I am empty within now. Only one desire remains.
What is it?
I, too, wish to return to the very beginning, to the time before Narzen Crooks' heroes set off on their journey. But that's impossible. We are not masters of our own fate. I no longer even have the power to determine my own dreams.
Well, Traveler, when you're ready, we'll proceed to reseal the primordial waters, and then we'll leave this place.
I don't like how any of this looks. It seems a little bit sus.
There's less pink here, though. This is just primordial water. I think it's not, like, you know, abyss. I feel like this is the last time we're gonna come in here. The floor is so shiny. It's so pretty. It does kind of look like an oil slick. Let's go.
Yep, let's go.
The entrance is sealed once more with the power of the Holy Blade of Narzen Crooks. I see. The person who almost saved the world spoke. The Holy Blade need not be a sword. It can even be a gold hair outlander And now, the younger sister, who never stood forth as part of the adventure, has grasped a sword at last. With that, you return to Narcissus Crux Ordo. Sibling lore? What do you mean my sibling was never part of this adventure? I mean, we have to experience the world for ourselves, but I knew you'd come back in one piece.
And I'm glad that you and Seymour are okay!
In fact, the floor was quickly flooded by the rising water level, incapacitating the security machinery. Mr. Caterpillar carried me out under his arm. I said in one piece indeed. Everyone is accounted for. So, how is there one more person here?
Well, allow me to introduce Narcissus Crux. Or rather, what's left of Narcissus Crux.
Master. You've made progress, Caterpillar. You seem even more human now that you did centuries ago. I thought I'd be more excited to see you, but I feel unexpectedly calm. Over the last several hundred years, I've read many books to come to understand more about your teachings, as well as some of the absurdities in your theories. Image record of the individual known as Narcissus Crux has been updated. Please do not make any sudden movements, Narcissus Crux.
Silly dog, you're not going to initiate your mass annihilation mode again, are you?
I judge that the threat he constitutes to you is low. Still, do not make any sudden moves, Narcissus Crux. Elaine Guillotine's creation. I once saw a bright future for it, that it could perhaps achieve what the ancient people's golems could not. Not that it matters now. Would you let me inspect its internals? Just out of a desire for knowledge, of course.
Seymour's our companion, you know.
Fine. Saving the world is usually just poetic rhetoric for one employs to alleviate mental illness. Whether it takes the form of protecting a flame of a candle until the pilgrimage is done, or writing a story that allows fiction to invade reality. Did you recover from your malady in the end? Master, you now know what became of Narcissus Crux Ordo. What will you do next? There may be a hint of irony in your voice when you call me Master. I'll accept it nonetheless. You surely know about your birth? I'm not interested in that anymore. You're simply toying with life. A kind of indifference I find despicable. I'll accept that too.
Your attitude is so negative! Have you given up on yourself?
I will answer your question then. My offer from before still stands. I'll reveal the mysteries to them and answer your questions. In that case, give me answers! Please take Anne to find out the truth about her origins? You explain to the other Mary Ann to Narcissus Crux. Interesting, okay. So that's what happened to Director and Marianne. I'll help you, of course. Something I ought to do. Let's go to the kingdom through the looking glass together. As for your wish from before, Paimon, I've done everything I can. I'll be staying out of whatever happens next.
What wish?
Is your memory that much worse than mine? Didn't you ask me to help you help Anne and Seymour?
Oh, right. But why don't you want to come with us then?
I think the next matter is very personal for Anne and Marianne. That scene doesn't call for a character like me. But you, Traveler and Paimon, you're different. You're the heroes of this story.
Yes, the mighty heroine, Paimon.
Well, Paimon should actually be...
Be what? You're not about to say something mean, are you, Caterpillar?
Whatever do you mean? You're the kind, guiding fairy at the hero's side, of course.
Fine! Paimon will take that!
Once you finish up over here, let's take things that used to be human. Have a little reunion. Should I go with Mr. Traveler then? Of course you should. I mean, you've been taking the end of the quest this whole time. You too need an answer, don't you? I apologize. I do not understand.
In that case, Seymour, you wait for us with Caterpillar.
It's settled then. When it's just about time, I'll bring you to them. Understood.
Seymour? Caterpillar? Thank you. Shall we?
Alright, let's go find
There's 4 acts in this? My guy, my bro, my dude. Well, hurry up and get it done then. Do we need to have that get together, don't we? The reason why I'm not worried about everything going smoothly is, well, Narzen Crux is an absolutely reliable guide. There won't be any issues with him around.
Well, glad that you trust him.
An explanation? What do you mean? My operations require energy and commands, not explanations. Still, maintaining a primary directive system and logic module that both constantly return errors have brought me to the verge of shutdown. Perhaps I do need some assistance.
Wait! This is even worse than last time! How is everything back to the way it was?
And you pierce water. Visualize in detail what this place would be like if all obstacles receded before you.
Will that do anything? Caterpillar said before that the story had already lost its meaning. As such, these imaginary things aren't necessary anymore.
This is how it might be for a low-level seeker. However, you're also the master of this place. Some believe the world only to be a prison of suffering, devoid of meaning. But you wield power over this place. So, rewrite it. Imbue it with meaning. Only the hubris of one who believes themselves above the world can give rise to miracles. Had I not fervently believed that I was above the apocalypse, I would not be where I am now.
Are you saying that you also believe the world has meaning?
Why else would I have made so many plans to save it? On second thought, perhaps Caterpillar was right, and only one seeks the world's salvation to prove that they themselves deserve it.
Paimon doesn't really get what that means.
Only by transforming oneself into being of light, to hope into a darkened world, may one be permitted to enter the eternal kingdom of light after death. Are martyrs who perish for the world's sins undeserving of salvation?
Paimon gets it and doesn't get it at the same time.
It's no matter. My teachings no longer have an audience. Oceanid Anne, can you do what I said?
I'll give it a try.
Oh! And so it appears again. Wow! So she can just imagine it, and that's it. Imagine. So I feel like this is gonna be a puzzle, right? You have to lower and rise this water at some point. I don't know.
You're amazing, Anne!
You're amazing, Anne.
Thank you, but I don't feel that amazing. Why is that?
Because this was something you would normally take for granted. You simply remembered a fragment of your origin. Let us press on. You're most talented, Anne. Would you like me to inherit Narzen Crux?
I'll pass!
Not the immediate rejection. And the first with imaginary powers? Hey, yo, imaginary elements? Honkai Sara, where you at? The piano music is so nice. Oh my god, the dead fish. I forgot when she raised all the water, the fish died. Oh, rip fishies. R.I.P. fish. And just like murdered a ton of fish in this ocean. Oopsie. Wait, am I supposed to be here or am I supposed to go backwards? I feel like it was supposed to go backwards. By ecosystem, I guess. Like, who needs to save the planet? Apparently we just murder everyone. Not the sashimi. I love that I had to come all the way back here for this.
Let me see what I can do.
Wow, wow. Thanks, Anne. I walked all the way across to walk back. Go back.
Look out for the rear! Allow me.
Oh. You're getting a hang of magic, it seems. She's getting used to it. She's discovering her powers. Anne is the true main protagonist in this story. And here we are again. Why must you force my hand? I must defend this place.
Ah! Somebody deployed like that is just bombarding blindly! I also have people I must protect. Night Traveler!
What am I supposed to do? Ah! Go back.
I believe you, Night Traveler!
Do I just have to keep dodging? Oh. Oop. Go back. Please. I beg of you.
Marianne's voice is really starting to get weaker. It's gone from a command to a request. Still, it sure doesn't look like she's begging us.
Can you push yourself still further, Anne?
It's fine. Since we already come this far, there's no point in turning back now. Forgive me, Marianne, but we must get through to this place.
Look at her. She's so strong.
Look at little Anne. You got rid of them all, Anne?
It's pointless to resist the truth. Anne merely denied that futile resistance. Let's keep moving forward.
The door here is shut. How are we gonna get inside now? If we can't get in, then can't get to the dizzying corridor and room, and we can't jump down to the place where we find Narcissus. No problem. Allow me to ensure this visit of ours won't be in vain. Liddell is also nothing more than a figment of the Red Empress's dream, and this time, it's time to wake up!
Indeed. That is the case. Ooh. Okay, so you could just spawn doors and mirrors like this? Fine then. The real Anapulsis?
Hello? Marianne? You here, buddy? You doing good? Are you having a crisis? We've come here to interrogate you and confront you for your ideals. Why? Why can't you just leave us here in peace? Marianne! We should be able to help you this time. Please let us in! No, I don't need your help. Please leave. I'm begging you. Princess Lyris, your story should have you living happily ever after. I won't give up.
The barrier is composed of an extremely hard and resistant will, but the Holy Blade is in your hands now, Traveler.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the Holy Blade should be able to cut through any will that comes from water.
Correct, clever one. Oh, that's the first time Paimon's ever been called clever. I got it. Sorry, Marianne. Just bear with us.
Don't come back here again. It's warm here, and I like it that way. Don't come to me with your expectations, with that determined look on your face. Just leave me alone till the consciousness that keeps this form together fades away. No one needs saving, and that's great. Let me decay here on my own until everything has broken down, until nothing more than a puddle. Please stop, I'm begging you. Stay away. This is my Anapulsis.
There they are. Sorry, Marianne.
Why are you doing this? Is this the truth really that important? What's wrong with forever dwelling on dreams of the past?
It may be the truth that isn't that important, but the future is. Indeed, even if you all regard me as a villain, I never once given up on your future.
Wait, you're...
That's correct. I'm Narzen
Renee!
Yes, I'm Renee. This is who I am now. I'm most pleased to see you both, as well as Anne. your present state to be said to something beyond human or oceanid, a state of transience. As human is to ape, so is superhuman to human. You're now the meaning of Fontaine itself.
Is this really a good time to be saying that sort of stuff? You don't think about anyone else's feelings, do you, Narcissan Crux?
My apologies. I'm responsible for the circumstances that led you all here.
It's okay. I've already forgiven him, Marianne. Please, look at this. This is...
All of them together.
This is the eternity I've always longed to protect. Renee,
Yes?
I can't forgive Narcissan Crux just yet, but Renee is a different story. The Narcissan Crux Institute was our home. Why did things turn out this way?
It was likely doomed to be thus from the moment Elaine had us act out the story of the hero Narcissan Crux and the evil dragon over and over. I, too, miss the way things used to be. For Narcissan Crux was born out of that delusion and salvation. And be what a protracted dream that was. But I was roused from that dream. Now, it's your turn.
It's not a contradiction to accept the past as well as how you'll live your life going forward. That's what Caterpillar told me. The apocalypse has already been stopped, and the future is full of possibilities. The future holds more for you than just pain. This, I promise you.
You cannot accept yourself. You should allow Anne to merge with you. Then, use this holy blade of Narcissan Crux to separate the personas of Lyris and young Mary Ann.
That won't be necessary. I'm willing to accept the past. Our little hero Anne's adventure is hers alone. I will live on as myself and see what the world you risked everything to save is like, Renee. Huh? The holy blade of Narcissan Cruxes!
Oh? I see. Your will has been conveyed, Marianne. The holy blade's purpose has been fulfilled, and its significance in the story has ended.
Paimon doesn't get it? But does that mean that Traveler won't be able to use that cool title anymore?
It's too bad. Let's return to the original topic. You said that you'd like to see the outside, but this is now Guillotine's world. I doubt that there'd be much to see. However, you can bring yourself to like it. That would be ideal.
And Renee, shall we travel together? Absolutely!
As for me, regrettably, you must allow me to decline. There's still something I must do.
Oh, okay. In that case, don't forget to give me your address. I'll write to you about what Anne and I encounter on our journey. Just like when you and Jacob would tell me about what you saw in Sumeru. Except I'm afraid our journey will have to wait a teeny bit longer. Caterpillar did say that we would have a reunion or something.
That's right. You should be here soon. Let's wait a little longer for him, shall we?
Alright, you two. Let's take this opportunity to talk to Marianne, Traveler.
This is a lot of information to take in at once, I'm not gonna lie. Oh! Oh, they're back in their kid form! Oh, wait! Wait, that's so cute! Perhaps I should have proposed a toast to us who were once human. Though, I don't think any of us could imbibe the way we are now. Is there anything that we could not be said before we set off? I'm just giving you a chance. It may not have been a good time for you to say some things back there. You could tell? Well, can't be helped. I've expanded too much of my power. I shall not remain able to maintain myself for long.
But why? We work so hard to...
Before I disappear, tell me, what have you learned over these last few centuries? I would like to know what sort of dreams you had.
Until I met Night Traveler and Paimon, I was always searching for Princess Lyris. Even after learning the truth, that I was just a character in someone's dream, I have no regrets. The That's because I've already completed the best and greatest adventure of all. Perhaps my reward was being able to turn my dreams into reality.
I was just going back and forth between prison and books, occasionally dreaming about parts of my previous life. There were times when I wondered whether the butterfly became me, or I became the butterfly. But once I awoke, I would realize that I was only a caterpillar. The butterfly was also me. Whether it's in the future or past me is hard to say. Dreams, magic, memories, esotericism. All that I once held dear now seems worthless to me. During the first 10 years, I focused all my power on preventing dissipation of my will. During the years that followed, I used that potent will to construct a universe within myself, to resist my coming fate. That's how I held on. I suppose this is the same for you, to build a beautiful dream out of the ruins that once was our home. That was an incredible thing. Marianne was right. It's warm here.
Yes, I know.
I grow weary. Anne, please, leave me here. Farewell. He never did change his name back to Renee, did he? What if life is just a dream?
Oh, so this is where the adventure we and Anne had come from. No wonder everything was so chaotic. It wasn't finished. Yeah, I couldn't figure an ending out. At that point, everything had fallen apart. But the more things happened, the more we wanted a simple, happy ending. You know, sometimes you say I and sometimes you say we. Are you really Marianne or are you Lyris, the ocean that we're always talking about? I don't know. Well, none of that matters anymore. And Caterpillar, you're back! Where's Renee?
He was a bit tired, so he went to rest.
Well, Paimon hopes he turns over a new leaf and stops causing trouble.
Seymour, you can come over now. Understood.
Oh, doggy. Oh.
Miss Marianne. Miss Marianne. Your new hair and eye colors are simply dazzling. Honestly, you silly dog, is that all you can say? My language center is unable to express the information I am processing. I know, you're the same as ever. Sorry, I missed you so much. Right, so such things happens, huh? Then there's Jacob. Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon's description largely fits with the facts, but one thing must be added. My power output during combat has been far below expectations. This is because over 30% of my components were damaged during the Battle of Aelinus and have not been maintained since. I hope you will consider this when evaluating my performance and will not choose to scrap me. Of course not.
You've always been strong and brave. You're much more resilient than we are, Seymour.
Indeed, my designer, Elaine Guillotine, is Fontaine's leading engineer, and the components I am made of represent the best of the nation's material science and craftsmanship. That's not what she meant, buddy. What are your next orders, Miss Marianne?
You decide, Marianne. As far as Seymour is concerned, I'm just Anne.
Seymour, what would you like me to do? My primary directive is to accompany and protect you, Miss Marianne, on behalf of Elaine Guillotine.
You silly. Those were my brother's, Elaine's instructions. I'm asking you what you want to do.
I once promised Miss Mamere that once I found my mistress, I would return to her coordinates and thank her.
And that was correct of you. Good dog. Marianne, you remember what you once said to me?
Yes.
Seymour, I hope you can become the master of your own fate. That in the future, you'll do what you want to do, and what you think is right.
Miss Marianne, I do understand this correctly. Are you stating that my previously received orders should be regarded as null and void?
Yes. So let me ask you again, Seymour. What do you want to do?
I wish to remain by your side, Miss Marianne. but I also wish to accompany Miss Mamere. However, I calculate that the spatial requirements of those two wishes are incompatible.
Perhaps not. We'll be taking a trip to explore the world. And Miss Mamere is an artist, isn't she? Let our journey coincide. We'll leave our footprints in the desert, in the forests, in the snowfields, in the lost ancient city of Yith, in Arcadia, in the golden Hyperborea. We'll enjoy the sights we'll see and the stories we write together. What do you think, Seymour?
I find that's a very reasonable suggestion, Miss Marianne, but I will need to ask Miss Mamere's consent.
Yes, of course. Let us agree to meet here. In any case, I'm eager to meet this artist who kept you company for so long.
Coordinates entered.
So, next. Traveler, Paimon, Caterpillar, you were the bravest and strongest of all. Thank you so much.
Wait, I'm no longer a knight?
That story's over. And for me, for us, you, as you are now, what are the realest and most important of all.
Wow, I'm the main character, thanks.
It's not just the story that you played in the role of a knight. Just like the Holy Blade in the story became a new sword when its mission was complete too. So too will the knight return as a new person.
Paimon can't decide if you're praising or criticizing Traveler here.
It's praise, of course!
You've written an end to an unfinished story, and you've brought us a new tale.
We'll never forget this.
Oh, come on, no need to be so polite!
I've also gained a lot from being able to play my role in this tale. I hope you have a wonderful trip.
Yes, and I'm confident we'll meet again in the future.
Then, it is time for me to return to Miss Mamere's coordinates.
We can come too. Caterpillar can come with us, wouldn't you?
I guess... Let's go, Seymour. Very well. I'll accompany you. So is Caterpillar gonna meet Mamere? Wait a minute. Huh?
Where would you like to go right now, Marianne? Well, I remained far too long in that imaginary past world. The world must have changed a lot after hundreds of years. I want to see this world beyond the glass wall. I want to experience new stories. Are you afraid, Miss Marianne? I know stories end, but I find it difficult to imagine that everything would end like this. From the moment I was born, the Narcissan Kingdom was everything to me. I understand that you're feeling more uneasy than I am. You're born for this story. But from now onward, you must start your own story. Anne's story. And I must slowly step away from the looming shadow of my past. Neither Lyris's memories nor Marianne Guillotine's represent who I am now. We have a long path ahead of us, Anne. But I know you'll be alright. If you find yourself feeling afraid, we can come back here. Even only ruins remain, a seed that drifts here will bloom. So long as we remain, we can always rebuild a new home.
Mamere! I missed you! We're back with oh my god, he might die, actually.
Traveler, and Paimon, and Seymour! You knew to come back?
Is it just Paimon? Or do you sound a little angry, Mamere?
Yes, even without Traveler and Paimon's help, my positioning and navigational modules would have allowed me to return.
Incredible!
Wait, so you're just surprised?
Well, I knew you wouldn't disappear with the token that symbolizes my life and birth. I also knew that Traveler and Paimon would be sure to bring you back.
Returning to your side is what I want to do. It is not a concept I fully understand, but logic prompts me to do this. I believe this is correct.
That's kind of complicated. I can't say I understand, but never mind. It's good that you're back. Oh, and, this is...
Hello. Don't worry about me. I'm just along for the ride.
Is that so? Well, you're a fascinating color. And regardless, I'm delighted to see Seymour. I haven't heard from Father since that message Traveler passed on. And then Seymour left. It was difficult for me.
Oh, it looks like Mamere doesn't know what happened to you while you were in a daze.
Everyone in Marusia Village helped me during that time. That's what made me realize what Father meant. Oh, yes, I've been learning a new style of painting while I was with them.
Is it even more novel than before?
I think it'll be easier to understand. Even the Melazines of Marussia Village can tell what I'm painting now, rather than just saying, "Oh, how lovely."
Wow, Paimon can't wait to see your priceless masterpieces. Oh, and speaking of paintings, Marianne mentioned something.
Seymour explains the idea of a joint trip.
Really? That sounds wonderful. Let's set off now then, a round of the world trip of artistic creation. Let's go. Now, this instant, I'll pack up my art supplies and clothes. You just sit tight and wait for me, okay?
Yes, Miss Mamere.
Oh, she's so excited. Look at her skipping! Whoa, you sure are springing into action.
Of course. I mean, if you don't act, your dreams will never come true, right? Paints? Paints?
Well, while we wait, let me express my gratitude to you, Mr. Traveler, Miss Paimon, and Mr. Caterpillar. This based on my own judgment that, what as Marianne said, I want to do. With your help, I have finally been able to complete my task. However, I still not understand what it means to become the master of my own fate. Fate, you see, is a concept humans create to help them understand things. It is not real.
Whoa, Paimon doesn't know how to explain this now.
Didn't they tell you? Just do what you want to do. If you always want to do what you want to do, you'll become a master of your own fate. I see. And what I want to do now is to sit here and wait for Miss Mamere.
Okay, in that case, Paimon wishes you all a good trip.
Thanks, Paimon. Paintings. To give him paintings. Give.
Be a good dog and look after Mamere, all right? I will. It is what I want to do. You and Caterpillar arrive outside Marussia Village. Adventurer Mamere, right? Right? So, the tales of the Narcissan Crux has ended. Time for me to follow my own path.
Where we go, Caterpillar?
That's a good question, Paimon. And since the beginning of time, only the most determined and resilient of people have found their answers.
There you go again.
I jest. For now, the only thing I can be sure of is that I still owe Lenore half a story. But I don't know how it ends yet. There's a lot to consider. I don't know where I'll go, but there are a few things I need to find.
Is that so?
So, goodbye, Traveler, and farewell, Paimon. Meeting you both has been the most fortunate thing to happen in this life of mine. Likewise, Caterpillar.
Yeah, take care, Caterpillar. Don't let anyone find out who you really are. That'd actually be a pain.
The Hilichurl smiles before turning to leave.
That's it?
Oh. Wait, so can we visit them once this quest has ended? Like, are we allowed to go back? Stop, wait. A painting left for you? Stop, that's so cute. Wait. Oh my god. A painting left for you. Mamere and her good friends. Mamere drew this other painting for you and Paimon, showing friends being happy together. During your brief parting, Mamere has been busy studying different painting styles. This, then, is the result of many attempts and iterations and is her greatest pride and joy. It won't sell for 500,000 more or anything like that, nor can it be easily called beautiful. But to Mamere, there's no price to be put on this depiction of her and exactly 3 people who aren't people exactly, of unparalleled importance to her. Surely, such a thing must be beautiful.